right, hey everybody, welcome into the high noon edition of Pugs Moran Live, the first of two streams that we do almost every day. This one comes on at high noon right now. Get it? Noon, Central Standard Time. And then we double back around. We come and we do something at 9 o'clock. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to get comfortable here. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night, Central Standard Time again. Hold on. Let me get everything settled here. I'm a little bit. I apologize for. Okay. Pillow talk with Pugs and Parker. That's at 9 o'clock. That's a little bit more conversational. Y'all know what the point of this show is. This show is all about headlines, trending topics, things that people are talking about. If it's happening in the world, if it's a hot topic, we're going to cover it here. We'll get you all prepped up so that, I don't know, at dinner tonight, you can be like, yeah, I heard about that. Hopefully. Couple of things. Now, the last couple of days. Hey, Byron, a couple of days prior to this, 2 days ago, and then again yesterday. I was like a minute or two late signing on. Like yesterday, I think it was 5 because I was on the phone. And the day before, something else was going on. And if I seem a little out of breath and, look, I'm wearing a T-shirt. I like to put on a shirt or something. I try and, put something on. I don't even have my computer up. Here's what happened today. Just as I was brushing my teeth and, doing all of that stuff, the dog started going nuts. Oh, God, here we go. Another dog story. Dog started going nuts. And there's a guy cleaning the pool in the yard that is the next block over. And, here at the Comfort Nest Guest House, we have this beautiful back porch that is elevated, and the dog likes to come over onto my back porch and put his paws up on the banister and just bark at anything happening in the other yards. This has been an ongoing problem. There is one neighbor, and this isn't like a problem like all the neighbors are assholes. There's one asshole neighbor who isn't even our most direct neighbor, but he likes to complain. So whenever the dog barks on the back porch, I have to go out there and drag her in here. And then she's typically pretty good during the show. But today, and this is the reason I'm a little bit behind. Today I go out there, I open the door. I'm like, get in here. Get in here. And she just does this. She turns and she looks at me, and then she just bolts down the steps. 100% of the time up until this point, all she does is she looks at me and she comes in and she jumps in her little bed and everything's beautiful. This time, she runs down into the yard. So here I am with 2 minutes before I got to hit go on the show, and I'm chasing this dog around the yard going, get in here, get in here. And she's just ignoring me. And so now she's laying out in the sun down there. She's not coming in here. Apparently, she's like, you're just going to trap me up there in the guest house for 2 hours while you just talk, make noise, while you just make a noise. Also, another weird thing that happened today. Let me see if this is back to being fixed. And it may just be a me thing. Please, please, please. Oh, thank God. I don't know. My Twitter crashed. Like just before I was putting the finishing touches on today's show. And I gave one last pass by the Twitter trends to see what people on Twitter were talking about, see if there's anything new that could be added to today's menu of items that we will cover. And it was crashed. And I was like, what the hell? So I had to redo everything. All right, enough of that. That's the backstory. Welcome into the show. Appreciate y'all being here. Let me tell you a little bit about today. That's how we start. There is also no moment of joy. It's not going to be a moment of joy today. There's just not. There's not, because Twitter crashed minutes before. In my time where I would go and pull up a moment of joy or find something, I couldn't access Twitter for some reason for about 10 minutes. So, sorry, just make your own joy. Hey, I will try to entertain you. I will try to make you happy. I will try to provide you some joy. Oh, but I'm telling you, the dog is barking now in the backyard. This is untenable. I'll turn that down. That was a little bit loud. That's a little bit loud. That's a little bit loud. Okay, today is February the 11th. It is the 42nd day of the year. 323 days remain until the end of the year. So like I say, get your New Year's Eve plans started now. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Heading into the weekend. I'll have a weekend tip for you at the end of the show. Remind me if I forget. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Steve. Hi, Jennifer. All the people are here. They're all coming together. I love it. All the regulars. Fridays are typically a lesser show. Not on my end, on your end. It seems like that the people who join in the chat room are a little bit down. Like, look at we're 5 minutes in, and I don't see Jeff Glenn or any of his phony Facebook personas. Jeff Glenn is a regular, and he got kicked off Facebook, so now he's got like a new name. All right, let's talk about what happened on this day in history. That's how we do it. If you're new, it doesn't look like anybody's new. If you're new, we do the history of the day. We go through some birthdays. We go through some deaths. We cover any plane crashes, and then we move on to the topics, okay? So just bear with me. This is going to be your little cheat sheet for today and why today is so important. On this day in 1858. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Yeah, I'm going all the way back to 1858 too, which is not normally how I do things. I am wondering, actually, we're missing so many people. I'm wondering if the show loaded on all the platforms because I'm not seeing any. Okay. All right. Don't be distracted by it. Easier said than done. On this day in 1858, Bernadette. So I can't pronounce this last name. It's French. Soubirous. 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 Bernadette Soubirous. I have no idea how to pronounce that last name. But she had her first. Now, if you're a Catholic, you know about this. She had her first vision of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And that occurred in, of course, where class? Where? Lourdes. Lourdes. That's right. The Virgin Mary first appeared in Lourdes to Bernadette of Lourdes on this day in 1858. Oh, fucking dog. I'm gonna kill this dog. I swear to God. And she's got an irritating bark. It's not like a nice little It's more of like a hound dog bark, which is just so. Okay, so if you're Catholic, like I said, you know the story of Bernadette of Lourdes. Me, this was always one of those stories that you'd start to hear, and I would just tune out immediately because I'd go, "That didn't happen. That's not true." So you're telling me that a bunch of French kids were running around and the Virgin Mary just out of nowhere appeared to. Are you sure it just wasn't a homeless woman and that these kids were confused because these were little kids? If the Virgin Mary is really going to show up with an important message for the world, would she give it to a bunch of 5-year-olds? Would she give it to a bunch of little kids? Actually, let's find this out. Let's see what this is. Why not? If you're Catholic, you know the story. I don't know the story, and I guess I'm Catholic. I'm lapsed Catholic. Let's see here. Lourdes is a market town situated in the Pyrenees. It is part of nobody cares. Prior to the mid-19th century, the town was best known for the Château Fort de Lourdes, a fortified castle. In 1858, Lourdes rose to prominence in France and abroad due to the Marian apparitions, claimed to have been seen by peasant girl Bernadette, who was later canonized, Saint Bernadette. Shortly thereafter, the city, with the sanctuary of Our Lady of Lourdes, became one of the world's most important sites of pilgrimage and religious tourism. So let's see what happened here. Like I said, I haven't told the story, but the Marian apparition is a reported supernatural appearance by Mary, the mother of Jesus. By the way, do you know that for you evangelicals out there, Mary ain't really a big player to you in the rest of the Christian Methodist, Baptist, whatever. Mary's not a very big player, but do you know the two religions where Mary, mother of Jesus, is front and center and one of the most important? Catholicism, of course. Are you doing a religious show today? No. I'm just doing a fun people history show today. So Catholicism, obviously, everything is about Mary. Oh, Mary, Mother of God. Oh, that stuff. We Catholics, you're lapsed. I know. Catholics love the Mary. Love her. She's like the rock star. She's the top chick in the Catholic religion. by far, not even close. I couldn't even name enough. I mean, all the other women in the Catholic religion are like bad. They've like done bad things. Not Mary. Mary is like, ooh, Mary, you don't screw with Mary. But you know the other religion that really like climbs onto Mary? See if anybody in the chat room knows. No. Islam. Mary is a big player in Islam. Catholicism and Islam are like the two religions that really hold Mary, Mother of Jesus, up as something important. And you go to like one of those farm churches, you know, where it's all fire and brimstone, and you know, there's a dude playing rock music on a guitar. And that way I was raised, that ain't real religion. But hey, whatever, you do you. Any way you find your faith, you go with it. But those places, they want to tell you about Mary. All right, so the Marian apparition, reported supernatural appearance by Mary, Mother of Jesus, or a series of related such appearances over a period of time. In order to be classified as a Marian apparition, the person or persons who claim to see Mary must claim that they see her visually located in their environment. If the person claims to hear Mary but not see her, this is known as an interior locution, not an apparition. Also, nobody cares. Where's the Lourdes one? I shouldn't be spending this much time. I don't care. Anyway, on this day in 1885, Saint Bernadette, the little girl, saw Mary in a field, I think. I don't know where it was. Maybe it was at like the Quick Stop. In 1938, BBC Television produced the world's first ever science fiction television program. 1938, first ever TV television program. Now, why is that important? Well, because sci-fi is a really big thing, but also it was in this television program where a word was created, was made up, and uttered for the very first time in a word that we still use today. And a word that's becoming more and more important with every sunrise and sunset. And that is the word robot. The word robot was created in 1938 during this BBC television production. First ever science fiction thing on television. And they used the word robot for the first. I guess I always just thought robot. Well, was robotic? Isn't robot okay? So robotic has to come from. I don't know. Never mind. Don't think it through. You got a lot of stuff to cover today. I know. Let's jump ahead to 1990, shall we? Because it was on this day that Nelson Mandela is released from Victor Prison outside Cape Town, South Africa, after serving 27 years as a political prisoner. Did he ever do anything after that? Yeah, he did stuff. He became Come on, man. Come on. On this day in 1990, I remember this. I watched this. I was watching this. On this day in 1990, Buster Douglas, a 42-1 underdog, knocked out Mike Tyson in 10 rounds in Tokyo to win boxing's world heavyweight title. Ooh, was that a shock? That, you want to talk about shocking the world. But nobody had ever heard of Buster Douglas. Mike Tyson was just ripping through everybody. Flam, flam, flam. First round knockout. This guy quit. Knockout. And then it's just, it got to the point where it was like, another Tyson fight. Where is this one? This one's in Tokyo. Do you want to pay for the pay-per-view? I don't know. Should we pass the hat? Why not? Let's watch Mike Tyson just beat the hell out of somebody else we never heard of. And then wham! Holy cow! Buster Douglas. Whoa! Good Lord. Buster had his 15 minutes. I don't know. Was there a rematch? Did Mike Tyson beat Buster? I don't know. I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. Buster Douglas shocked the world and knocked out Mike Tyson on this day in 1990. Let's see here. Oh my God. This is already 9 years ago. This doesn't feel like 9 years ago. On this day in 2013, more Catholic content for you. On this day in 2013, the Vatican confirmed that Pope Benny, would resign the papacy because of his advanced age. And because of all the kid diddling stuff that he covered up. But we won't mention that. It was because he was too old. Because, 9 years later, he's still living in like some weird apartment in the garden. He's like in the guest house. He like now lives in Pope Frank's guest house. Just like he does. There's like two popes at the Vatican. There's like the Pope who retired because he was too old, even though he's still alive and totally fine and very quite could outlive the current pope, which would be weird, right? Does that mean we have a pope in reserve? Like, could he come back off the bench? I don't know, but he's still there. Is he still there? Okay, now I'm wondering, is Pope Benedict still alive? I think he is. I think Pope Benedict is. Yes. Okay. You always got to go to the Wikipedia page, and the first word is either was, which means he's dead, or is, which means he's still alive. So I've got some good news for Pope Benny. You are still officially alive, because that's what Wikipedia says. It was on this day 9 years ago. He stepped down. On this day in 2020, so 2 years ago on this day, SARS-CoV-2 finally got the name that we all have known and loved for these past 2.5, 3 years almost. And that is, of course, COVID-19 was officially named COVID-19 on this day in 2020. It was COVID-19 because it was first discovered in the year 2019, but it really wreaked havoc, Oh, it's still wreaking. Let's stop it. I mean, come on. Get this stupid virus. I'm done with it. I'm not a denier. I know it's real. I got all my vaxes. I wear the mask still when I go into a store. Although I'm telling you, man. Oh, really? Are you done? Are you done with it, Pugs? Is that what you're saying, that you're done? I'm done. I'm done. I've done everything. I'm tired. I tell you, I'm done fighting about it. I never really fought about it. It was just, but I'm done watching other people fight about it. How about that? Yeah, there you go. I'm done watching you other idiots fight about it. Just whatever. Do what you got to do. It's not going away. Like I always say, maybe like 2 years ago, if everybody had pulled in the same direction, I don't even know that that's true now. That's what I used to believe. I have no idea what to believe. Other than I believe it's real. I believe that a lot of people have had to experience unnecessary pain and suffering due to this freaking thing. And a lot of people died. I know a lot of people who had it. I know a lot of people who survived. I know people who died. I have three friends three people who I would consider friends who died. One very good friend. But again, they were vulnerable. They had extenuating circumstances. I don't know anyone that was otherwise completely healthy who died. I know all of my friends who were completely healthy who got COVID recovered. Friends with cancer and stuff like that, they succumbed. But man, I'm telling you, we're slowly eking back into normalcy. Like I said, I went to a football game in a very crowded bar like a month ago. It was the first time that I'd been in a really crowded bar in years, and I had a good time. And I remember thinking, I want to do this more. I haven't been to a concert in 3 years. Went to a movie theater for the first time in like 3 years a couple weeks ago. So we're slowly eking back. But it was on this day in 2020 when it got its name, COVID-19. Plane crashes. Oh, we got plane crashes. On this day in 1978, the Pacific Western Airlines Flight 314 crashed at the Cranbrook Canadian Rockies International Airport in Cranbrook, British Columbia. 42 deaths, and there were 7 survivors. How about some birthdays? We got a bunch of birthdays. Well, every day there's like a bunch of birthdays, but I only choose the ones that I have little hot takes on. Here we go. Hot take birthday number 1. Born on this day in 1926. Not celebrating today because he died in 2010. Leslie Nielsen, Canadian-American actor and producer. Didn't know he was Canadian. I just assumed he was an American guy. Nice beaver. Of course, of the Naked Gun movies, the Airplane, Frank Drebin, the Airplane movies. You ever seen a grown man naked? Leslie Nielsen was like a serious dramatic actor for the bull. He always played like a very serious, straightforward guy. And then later in his career, he did Airplane and people were like, hey, that serious actor Leslie Nielsen can actually do comedy. And then he spent the next 30 years of his life becoming more famous than he had ever been before, doing the most outrageous form of comedy that there is. I mean, it's the deadpan absurd comedy that this guy was so brilliant at. how do you not love Leslie Nielsen? Seriously, how do you not love? Like I said, I mean, there are so many things that he is brought to the popular culture. You know, the catchphrases or you ever seen a grown man naked? That was one. Nice beaver. That's another one. I mean, there's more, but those are just the two that come to mind. Happy birthday, Leslie Nielsen. I hope you're making them laugh in heaven, if there is a heaven. Why you gotta say that? Why can't you just say heaven? Why can't you just placate the people who think that you're a bad person when you say you're not necessarily sure there's a heaven or hell? Because I got to keep it straight. Schizophrenic me. Born on this day in 1934. She, by my estimation, I think she's the last one. I think she is the last one. I think everybody else are just decaying bones on that Gilligan's Island. Tina Louise was born on this day. Ginger Grant from Gilligan's Island. Again, brings up the age-old debate. Were you a Ginger or were you a Marianne guy? You know, I think Marianne, that's the same name as my mom. So that was always like, you can't really lust after a Marianne. So I was, I think you could, okay. Okay. Let's play F, Marry, Kill with the women of Gilligan's Island. Well, that's easy. We're going to kill, Lovey. We're going to kill her off. Lovey Howell. We're going to kill her off. We'll F Ginger Grant, Tina Louise. Happy birthday. Congratulations. You made the F list. And we'll marry Marianne. There you go. That's it. I think that's the F, Marry, Kill for the women of Gilligan's Island. I wonder if they're, boy, it'll say a lot about you if you just don't get rid of Lovey, if you just don't kill Lovey. Because it's got to be between Ginger and Marianne, I think. If you're normal, if you're into some weird stuff, then yeah, maybe. Nobody wants to marry Lovey Howell, though. Oh, what a nightmare she would be. Happy birthday, Tina Louise, born on this day in 1934. That would make her 60, 70, 82, 88 years old. She's 88 years old today, Tina Louise. I wonder what Ginger Grant looks like today. Don't do it. There's no reason to do it. Okay, I'm not going to look it up. Born on this day in 1936 and sadly gone, man. One of the greats. And yeah, you better believe we're going to do it. We're going to do it for this guy. Born on this day in 1936. The great one. Both Norm Macdonald is dead and Burt Reynolds is dead. Happy birthday, Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds movie draft! Really? Are we really going to do a Burt Reynolds movie draft? Okay, why not? Let me look at this. I didn't prepare for this, but let's see. Let's quickly go through this. I know what my number one is. The crew from the Pugs Moran Live High Noon Edition in the first round of the... am I going to do that? In the first round of the Burt Reynolds movie draft selects... The Longest Yard. The Longest Yard! The Longest Yard goes first. And I got to tell you, it was not an easy choice because in the second round, I'm taking Deliverance. Oh my God, Deliverance and The Longest Yard. Deliverance is so good. It's such a good movie. It's squeal like a pig. Deliverance. All right, what about the third round? What are we going to do in the third round of... Okay, in the third round of the Burt Reynolds movie draft, the contingent from Pugs Moran Live High Noon takes Smokey and the Bandit. Smokey and the Bandit. Okay, that's a good one. What else we got here? In the fourth round of the Pugs and Company Burt Reynolds draft. All right, I'm gonna take Cannonball Run. Cannonball Run. God, I love Cannonball Run. I'm thinking like, could I watch Cannonball Run with a 12-year-old? I mean, he loves those Fast and Furious movies. Although it's not the same thing, it's still car based. All right, now this is difficult. What am I going to take in the fifth round? Let me see. What am I going to take in the fifth round? Did he do oh my God, in the fifth round of the Burt Reynolds draft, the contingent from Pugs and Company takes, obviously, one of my favorite movies, Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights. So there you have it. First round, Longest Yard. Second round, Deliverance. Third round, Smokey and the Bandit. Fourth round, Cannonball Run. Fifth round, Boogie Nights. All right, there you go. Happy birthday, Burt Reynolds. That's the Burt Reynolds movie draft for today. Also born on this day in 1962, Sheryl Crow. All I wanna do. I take some responsibility for breaking that song, How I Wanna Do in America. Tell you the story. Don't tell the story. You've told the story before. Okay, I'm going to tell it anyway. Back in the early 90s, she had put out the album, or maybe mid-90s, she had put out the album Tuesday Night Music Club. Tuesday Night Music Club, was that it? Yes, I believe it was. And the single that was being pushed by radio was Leaving Las Vegas. I'm leaving Las Vegas. And it was charting, but it had kind of run its course. And there really wasn't a follow-up song that was hitting the charts at all. And I went to a party at Northern Illinois University with a bunch of friends, and I heard the song All I Wanna Do from the same album. And I was like, man, these girls are going nuts for this song. So I came back. I happened to be working on the #1 midday show, syndicated midday morning show. I'm sorry, at the time, #1 morning show, syndicated throughout the Midwest, and I got to choose music to play. And we used to play music. We weren't beholden to the record companies or anything like that. And I said, let's play this song. And we played All I Want to Do, and the host liked it, and he started playing it like twice a show. Like, he's like, that's a really good song. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then all of a sudden, the other music stations in the city of Chicago picked up on All I Want to Do. And then, you know what? An album that was basically deemed a one-hit album, which was Leaving Las Vegas. That was the single. A one-hit album. Suddenly, All I Want to Do is like going to #1 in the Midwest. And then, boom, it blew. So I take credit for that. Yeah. It's small victories. It may not have been as important or crucial to the success of Sheryl Crow's career, but, it's a good story in bars. Sarah Palin, happy birthday, Sarah Palin, born on this day in 1964. She's in a bit of a kerfuffle with the New York Times. She's suing them for slander. I don't know. I'm not really following that story. I don't care. Born on this day in 1964, also the exact same age as Sarah Palin, MMA icon and legend, and one of the first bad guys of MMA. Although he wasn't a bad guy, because I got a chance to actually meet him and socialize with him later in his career, and he's a really nice guy. Ken Shamrock. He went on to do wrestling and all that kind of stuff. I went to a strip club with Ken Shamrock once. He was in town, and we had some mutual friends, and they're like, hey, I'm taking Ken Shamrock out. You want to go to dinner? And I'm like, yeah, I'll go to dinner with Ken Shamrock. So we went to dinner, and then we were like, where do you want to go? And I had a hookup at the Lodge. And I'm like, well, we could go to the Lodge. I didn't, they were a good advertiser and a sponsor. So I went there with Ken Shamrock. And let me tell you, if you ever have an opportunity, if you ever find yourself back in the early 2000s with Ken Shamrock, go to a strip club with him, because every stripper in that place knew who he was. And we were like the popular table. So happy birthday there, Ken Shamrock, born on this day in 1964. Born on this day in 1969, my favorite friend, Jennifer Aniston. Jen Aniston. She, when Friends was like at its peak, it was like Jen Aniston. I call her Jen because I feel like I know her. Jennifer Aniston was like the one that was, well, I think she was the best looking, but she was also like the one that was the most intimidating because she was so hot. But so you would think that she would have this whole vibe moving forward in her career of being like kind of a nasty person. She doesn't. Jennifer Aniston is just so sweet. She's like confident and cool, sweet. Like, not like you can't push her around. You don't get that impression that you can push Jennifer Aniston around. She'll push back, but she'll be cool about it. So happy birthday, Jennifer Aniston. Also born on this day in 1971, one of my favorite actors, a guy who, two of my favorite shows, Damian Lewis. He, of course, Homeland. He was originally season 1 of Homeland. He was like the center of that series. I want to say season 1 and season 2. And then he left Homeland, and that show kind of meandered after he left. But he left Homeland, and then Billions. He's Bobby Axelrod on Billions. Billions is such a great show. And I've only seen the first episode of the new season of Billions because Billions is one of those shows where I need it to build up. I need to be able to have like 3 or 4 episodes where I can binge them. So happy birthday, Damian Lewis. And also, very sad. Damian Lewis was married to another one of my favorites, which is why I like them so much. Whenever you have like a Hollywood, they're not even Hollywood, they're a London couple. Whenever you have like a London or a famous celebrity acting pair that marry, and you like both of them, that's great. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see their kids grow up. Well, I don't know if they had kids. Damian Lewis of Billions, Bobby Axelrod from Billions, was married to Helen McCrory, who played Aunt Pol on Peaky Blinders. She was so awesome. And the new season of Peaky Blinders is coming. And Aunt Pol, not Aunt Pol the character, but Helen McCrory, the real actress, the wife of Damian Lewis, died last year. She died of cancer. That's so sad. So happy birthday, Damian Lewis. I'm sorry you're going through your first birthday without the lovely, talented, and super awesome wife that you were married to. If you know Peaky Blinders, you know Aunt Pol. You know Aunt Polly. She's one of the main characters. She's a badass. She was awesome. Happy birthday, born on this day in 1979, Brandy Norwood, give her a full name, American singer, songwriter, producer, and actress. So happy birthday, Brandy. A number of deaths. When I compile like the people who died on this day, it's always like, okay, that one makes it until there's a bigger one. That one makes it until there's a bigger one. That one makes it until there's a bigger one. And then I had like all of these people who died on this day who were just kind of like, do they even deserve a mention? And then I got to 2012 and I went, okay, this is the only one that we're mentioning. 10 years ago today, Whitney Houston died. Oh my God. Does that feel like 10 years ago? On this day in 2012, Whitney Houston. I think we all know how she died, but like, what were the circumstances? Wasn't it the night before the Grammys? It was like, there was this whole special thing planned for her at the Grammys. And then she died. Okay. So let's hear, let's figure out how she died. Excuse me. Still nursing a cold, but feeling 100%. I just have a little bit of remnants of a cold. Whitney Houston reportedly appeared disheveled and erratic in the days immediately prior to her death. Let's see. On February 9th, Houston visited singers Brandy, probably for a birthday celebration. Happy birthday, Brandy. And Monica, together with Clive Davis, at their rehearsals for Davis's pre-Grammy Awards party at the Beverly Hills Hilton and Hotel. The same day, she made her last public appearance when she joined Kelly Price on stage in Hollywood. She sang Jesus Loves Me. 2 days later, on February 11th, Houston was found unconscious in Suite 434 at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, submerged in a bathtub. Beverly Hills paramedics arrived at approximately 3:30 p.m. So that'd be like, for our time, that'd be 5:30 tonight. So 5:30 tonight, it'll be 10 years. Approximately 3:30 p.m., they found Houston unresponsive and performed CPR. Houston was pronounced dead at 3:55 Pacific Standard Time. The cause of death was not immediately known. Local police said there were no obvious signs of criminal intent. On March 22nd, okay, so it took almost 6 weeks. On March 22nd, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office reported that Houston's death was caused by drowning. She did. Drowning and the effects of, atherosclerotic heart disease and cocaine use. Probably caused by the cocaine use, I would guess. The office stated that the amount of cocaine found in Houston's body indicated that she had used the substance shortly before her death. Toxicology results revealed additional drugs in her system: diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl, alprazolam, Xanax, weed. Baba needs his weed. The manner of death was listed as an accident. Wow. Ooh. This is why, the whole Hollywood brand thing is such a sham. We see this a lot with people. Whitney Houston was like, when Whitney Houston first came on, she was like the perfect all-American girl. She was sweet and she was cute and she wasn't, although she was drop dead gorgeous, she wasn't marketed as such. She wore sweaters and she wore like appropriate dresses. She was really put out there as sort of the antithesis to what the Madonnas were of the time, the sexy slut girl. And Whitney Houston had legit banger talent. I mean, my God, still arguably one of the greatest female vocalists of all time. But then she hooked up with Bobby Brown, and it was like the entire world went, wait, what? What do you mean? Bobby Brown? That dude's a dirtbag. What is Whitney Houston doing with Bobby Brown? And as it turned out, as we've all seen, we've seen the documentaries, there's been books and all that kind of stuff written about it. Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, they loved their drugs. They loved they loved to party. Whitney Houston was not the good girl that she was presented as. She was kind of a crazy party girl, and it caught up with her. She's Bobby Brown was the one who always got in trouble, which makes you wonder, like, because remember when they were together, and they were together for a long time. So Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, we now know, had a crazy drug-fueled life together. I mean, Pam and Tommy had nothing on them. I'm watching the Pam and Tommy series on Hulu, and there isn't a whole lot of like drug stuff going on. Like you would think that like Pam and Tommy were like crazy drug. Apparently, Whitney and Bobby, they set the standard for how to party. Crack, cocaine, pills, weed, constant. Bobby needs his weed. Bobby needs his weed. I love that drop from Saturday Night Live. I'm gonna kill the dog. I'm like on this whole. I'm on this whole Whitney Houston thing, and the dog is out there driving me nuts, barking. So anyway, there you go. Very sad. Whitney Houston turned out to be a not the image that was put forth for us. I'm gonna fucking kill the dog. Seriously, I'm gonna kill this dog. What is today? We like to tell you what today is so that we can celebrate appropriately. Every day of the year, there is some sort of it's the day of, and here I've got a list for you. Today, February 11th, is Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day. I'm going to kill this dog. I'll be right back. Excuse me. I gotta kill this dog. I gotta kill the dog here on a live stream. I'll be right back. Get in here. Get in there. Lay down. Stay. Good girl. No, you are not a good girl. You are actually a bad girl. I just say that because you're dumb. Because you're a dumb dog, and I love you, but oh my God. So it's Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk Day. So whatever that entails, you celebrate accordingly. It's National Investors. It's National Inventors Day. Have you ever invented anything? I've invented a lot of things. I have invented dozens of things in my mind. Like I don't actually build it or anything. We don't ever get a prototype. Here's the problem with me inventing things. I tend to invent things that already exist. that's my big problem. My lack of knowledge of all the things in the world that already exist have ruined some of my greatest billion-dollar ideas. So it's National Make a Friend Day. Make a new friend today. Look at that. Isn't that a nice challenge? Huh? Make a new friend. Make a new friend and then be extraordinarily disappointed in them shortly after making them as a new friend. Isn't that the fun thing? Isn't it the fun thing about making a new friend where you're like, yeah, I met this guy. He's really cool. We're going to hang out. And then you hang out with him and you're like, okay, that guy sucks. And he's not going to be my new friend. I find that happens all the time. It's hard making friends as adults. It was easy. It was easy making friends as a kid because, and I always say this, people are like, I have a few friends who I've known my entire life. I've got some friends I've known my entire life who I love because we have all of this shared experience together. And, so I'll go to their funeral, and we'll text back and forth on occasion, and we're friends. But as I got older, I realized the vast majority of my friends from childhood, we were only friends because our parents bought real estate in the same area. That's it. We were friends of convenience. If he's your friend because you can ride your bike to his house. And that's pretty much it. And, maybe he's not someone you would choose. If you could choose absolutely everybody that is possible to be your friend, you might not choose your best friend, but he lived down the block. And, it was really just... But go make a new friend today. Go make National Make a Friend Day. It's also National Peppermint Patty Day. Now, I am not against the idea of chocolate and peppermint, but I am against the peppermint patty. That thing is gross. Listen, you bite into them and it's like, what is this? What is this, toothpaste in here? What? Ugh. However, Girl Scout cookies. I love the chocolate mint Girl Scout cookies. And if you ever have occasion, I believe it's Walmart who sells this, the specially branded mint chocolate Girl Scout breakfast cereal. The Girl Scout cookie is it thin? No, they're not Thin Mints. The Girl Scout cookie breakfast cereal is so good. It's the best. And I think it only comes out at certain times a year. But boy, if it comes out and you have an opportunity to get like 20 boxes of it, because it'll be June and you'll be like, I could do some Girl Scout cookie breakfast cereal, and then it won't be available. So it's National Shut-In Visitation Day. Okay, so visit a shut-in. Come on by. I'm pretty much the closest thing to a shut-in you probably know. I live here in the guest house and I do some streams and occasionally I venture out, and but mostly I'm a shut-in. It's also National White Shirt Day. I don't know what that means. That sounds like some weird political thing. We're the white shirts. What does that mean? I don't know. All right, so there you have it. Those are the things that are happening today. That's why today, February the 11th, is such a cool ass and sometimes sad but memorable day. Let's get into what's trending. All the things that are happening in the world today. It's not a very big day for big things, but there's a lot of little things that we could mention. For instance, trending at number one most of the morning. I don't know if it still is, but it was trending number one most of the morning on Twitter, at least. And also, variations of it were trending on both AOL, or not AOL, Facebook and Google. Hashtag Women in Science Day is trending today. Now, that wasn't listed in the list of what day it is, but apparently it is also Women in Science Day. And it's basically, here's the description. Let's smash the stereotypes, defy gender bias, and defeat discrimination that holds women and girls back in science, tech, engineering, and math. What? I don't get that. Is that a thing? Are there still people out there going, a woman scientist? Hell no. Who's doing what? Is this a legit thing? I mean, women in science, duh. I mean, I just assume that everybody, a woman airplane pilot? Hell no. Get me off this death can. What? This is... I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't other issues that concern women in modern society, but is this still something that needs to be trending number one? Let's smash stereotypes. What stereotypes? Your grandpa on his deathbed, his stereotypes? I don't want no woman doctor. Is that a thing? Okay, apparently it's a thing. It's trending. It's trending big across multiple platforms. Women in science. Yeah. Yeah, women in science. They can do science. They can do math. This isn't a new concept. Of all the crazy things that are going on in the world, there are people who are actually dedicating energy to reminding that, women need to be taken seriously in the fields of medicine and science. Oh, they are, aren't they? Who are you speaking to? Oh, here's another one that's trending that is just so boring, but it's trending. I'm still with her. Oh, God. Guess who's back, back, back? Hillary's back, back, back. Oh my God. They're ramping it up. They're ramping it up because the Democrats just do not want to win anything. They are ramping back. Look, whatever. Okay, she got more votes. She lost the electoral college. Hillary was right about everything. Oh, stop it. She's kind of a warmonger, and she's done some great things, and I voted for her, and I never watched Fox News, so I don't think that she's the worst human being who's ever lived, because I haven't been bombarded by that propaganda, politically targeted propaganda, by the way. I mean, stop it, Democrats. I mean, whatever. Stop with that. I'm still with her. It's been announced that Hillary Clinton is going to speak at like some big Democratic fundraiser, which means they're trotting her out for what? She going to challenge Biden in the primaries? Is this? Can't we get new people? Can't we just get rid of all of the people who we know, and let's just start with new people and let them disappoint us? Can't we do that? I mean, I don't have any hatred for Hillary Clinton. I don't. Because like I said, I don't watch Fox News. So I don't have all that garbage. The email. You need to go to jail. Lock her up. And now, like, here we are. The guy who was doing that, it turns out, was even worse with top secret and confidential information. So stop it. Stop. She seems like, can't she just be a lady who drinks wine and plays with her grandkids and goes for long walks in the woods? Can't we be past that? Do we need another Clinton? Do we need another Bush? Do we need another Trump? We don't need them. We don't. Let's get new people in there, please. Like I say, the Democrats, and maybe even the Republicans too, although I gotta be honest, I'm scared with the new people who are Republican. I'm scared by the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the Lorraine Bobberts, and those people are scaring me. They're a little bit, but can we get some new Democrats? And there's another one that's back who's trending, who I'm going to talk. It's like, oh God, seriously, he's back now. So I'm still with her is trending. Get off it. Move on. Find somebody new, please. Like I said, clean the slate. New page, new people, new ideas. Let them disappoint us, and then give Fox News some new material, okay? Kanye is trending because of course Kanye is trending, because Kanye he trends just about every day on all platforms. But he's trending here. This is interesting. We should go into this. He's trending because he's making demands. Kanye is one of the headliners. He's headlining the final night, Sunday night at Coachella. And Kanye is bringing up Travis Scott. Kanye is performing, and he's going to be performing with Travis Scott. And this is already a problem because Travis Scott was supposed to perform at Coachella, but they said Travis Scott can't perform at Coachella now because of the Astroworld tragedy from a few months back. So Kanye's like, yeah, okay, so I'm going to perform on Sunday night, and I'm going to bring Travis Scott out with me. So that's already a thing that the people at Coachella are like, well, he's Kanye. He's crazy. We should have anticipated this nonsense. But Billie Eilish, okay, who is headlining Saturday night. So the headliners at Coachella are Friday night, Harry Styles. Now there's like a bunch of bands that play before them, like 30 bands that play before them. But the headliner on Friday night at Coachella is Harry Styles. The headliner on Saturday night at Coachella is Billie Eilish. The headliner on Sunday night is Kanye. That's what he's going by now. So at a recent Billie Eilish concert, some girl in the front row was having a medical emergency. And Billie Eilish stopped the show, directed her security and medical personnel over to the girl that was having the medical emergency, and she didn't restart the show until that girl was removed and taken care of. And she apparently said into the microphone, "I stop my shows when the audience needs help." Okay? Ooh, okay, Billie. All right. That could certainly be taken as a slam against Travis Scott. So Kanye doesn't like that. Remember, Kanye is headlining Sunday. Billie Eilish is trending on Saturday, or headlining Coachella on Saturday. So Kanye is now saying, "I will not perform on Sunday night at Coachella until Billie Eilish apologizes to Travis Scott." He's now this is kind of Kanye's vibe, right? I mean, he doesn't seem to respect, and he makes demands of young female pop stars. Remember when he stormed the stage and like jumped in front of Taylor Swift and was like, "Beyonce deserves." He's kind of a dick. He's kind of like I mean, all of the things that, women talk about, male toxic masculinity and the patriarchy and all this kind of stuff. Kanye's kind of doing. He's kind of, "Oh, really, Pugs? Now you're going to talk about the patriarchy?" I'm like, well, it's a thing. It's a thing. I don't know that it's, exact. I don't want to have a conversation about it, but it's not like I think it doesn't exist. But Kanye, man, is totally playing into this. Yee, I'll read you the story here. This is why it's trending. Yee is demanding an apology from Billie Eilish before he takes the stage at this year's Coachella Music Festival. The rapper, formerly known as Kanye West, took to Instagram Thursday evening to call out Eilish for a comment that she made during one of her concerts, which Yee interpreted as a diss towards rapper Travis Scott, whose Astroworld Festival left 10 attendees dead and after a crowd surge last November. For context, Billie Eilish halted her performance during a concert on Saturday to check on a fan in the crowd. "You need an inhaler?" Eilish said to the fan before directing her stage crew to help the concert goer. She then said, "I wait for people to be okay until I keep going." Okay, so that's what she said. Yee's Instagram post on Thursday included a screenshot of a headline claiming Eilish dissed Scott with her comment. Which, let's be honest, she kind of did. I mean, that's what that was about. Come on. I know how to read context. She doesn't have to say Travis Scott to make, people in the audience know what she was referring to. Travis Scott famously disturbingly, did not stop the concert when people were being killed. Now, there is an argument to be made that he wasn't aware. There was an argument to be made that he misinterpreted the situation. There is no necessary smoking gun to say that he saw people getting killed and was like, "Yeah, kill him." I mean, that's crazy. Yet the mob, some in the mob, want to put that out there. I don't know what the situation was. I've never been. He was on drugs. He was wasted. He's up there. He's kind of oblivious. He's got lights in his face. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that it is reasonable to say that he didn't understand the severity of the circumstances, and possibly, the result of that. Well, not possibly. The result of that was tragedy. It's not making an excuse for him. It's just not going all in on he's a killer and he knew what he was doing and he's glad everybody's dead. I don't think that. I've seen interviews with him. He seems remorseful. He seems scared shitless. What it is. Don't say it is what it is. We're talking about 10 dead kids. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's soap. I'm not going to say it is what it is. But when Billie Eilish said, I paused my show, blah, 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 for people in need or whatever, we know what she was referring to. So this is what Kanye said. "Come on, Billie. We love you. Please apologize to Trav and to the families of the people who lost their lives. No one intended this to happen. Trav didn't have any idea of what was happening when he was on stage and was very hurt by what happened. Yes, Trav will be with me at Coachella, but now I need Billie to apologize before I perform." Woo! That seems all right. So the first part of the Instagram post, "Come on, Billie, we love you. Please apologize. He didn't mean for that. That's all understandable. But when you tag it with, "I need Billie to apologize before I perform," Now we're getting into asshole move. And that's not, you don't say it like that. Kanye has absolutely no. What do you get? He's crazy. He's a crazy person. Is he a musical genius? Yeah, I do. I think he is. But I also acknowledge that crazy people are often geniuses in creation. They are. That's why they're so good at creating things that don't exist, because they're knucking futs. They're crazy. They see things differently. They view the world differently. And when you're walking down the street in civilized society, that manifests itself as an asshole or as a crazy person. But when you're in the studio or in front of a canvas or writing at a typewriter or damn computer screen, I guess, I mean, craziness can create some absolutely world-shaking things. And I do. I think Kanye is a genius in his chosen profession. But I think that genius is spurred almost entirely by insanity. He's a crazy person. Yes, Trav will be with me at Coachella, but now I need Billy to apologize before I perform. Now, Eilish, she responded. Eilish did respond, and she denied Yee's insinuation. She posted, I literally never said a thing about Travis. That's a little disingenuous, Billy. You didn't. We know what everybody knows what you were thinking. I mean, now look, Billy, you will get the benefit of the doubt over Kanye West because, as I said, we know Kanye's crazy. So that when he's crazy, we don't know that you're crazy yet. You seem like yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Billie Eilish. I think she's a talent, but she seems a little dour. She seems a little bummed out. She seems a bit moody. So, literally never said a thing about Travis. Eilish commented on Yee's post. I was just helping a fan. Yee and Eilish are both headliners at April's Coachella, along with Harry Styles and Swedish House Mafia. I don't know who they are. I've heard of them, but I don't know who they are. Scott was originally tapped to the festival's 2020 lineup, which also featured raising it. Oh, so Travis Scott was there in 2020. He was supposed to be back this year. This year, a petition started in November called for Scott to be removed from this April's festival after the fatalities that took place at the Astroworld. 8 people died on the day of the event. The 9th, a 22-year-old college student, died on November 10th. And the 10th and youngest, Ezra Blount, 9 years old, died November 14th in a hospital. Scott has previously said he wasn't aware of the crowd surge and death until minutes before the press conference that occurred hours after the concert. You want to make sure fans get the proper attention they need, Scott said in a sit-down interview with Charlemagne the God. Anytime I could see anything like that, I did. I stopped it like a couple of times to make sure everybody was okay. I just didn't hear that. I got my music. I got my in-ear monitors. I just didn't hear the screams. So there you go. So Kanye, okay, so what? So fine. You know what? If I'm Coachella, I'm like, all right, Kanye. Kanye is a massive musical star, but Billie Eilish is a star of the moment. Like Billie Eilish is Kanye. Kanye, in the grand scheme, if we take a 30,000 foot view of all of this, Kanye is a bigger star than Billie Eilish. But when we zoom in to February 11th, 2022, the hotter commodity is Billie Eilish. So if I'm running Coachella, I go, all right, so let's just get rid of Kanye. Maybe we can get Snoop. Maybe we can get another icon to fill in. Maybe we can get Beyonce. Maybe we can get somebody to fill in. But yeah, if this comes down to Coachella, whose core is more of a Billie Eilish core, that's who they want. They want young girls, young college age, educated women with money and all of that. But I guess Kanye does that too. I don't care. If I'm the promoter and I've got to take a side here, I'm gonna come down in February of 2022. I'm coming down with Billie Eilish because, as I said, she is currently the hotter musical commodity. I know Kanye's got a new album out, Donda 2. I know that but Billie Eilish is like, she's all over the radio. I don't hear Kanye all over the radio. Kanye makes headlines for other things, for pining after Kim Kardashian, for saying stupid shit. He is a pop culture monster. So, I don't know. If I'm producing a music concert, I think I err on the side of Billie Eilish. Here's what I say. I say, Billy, give him a call. But then she'll be like, I'm not giving him a call. I don't like what he did to Taylor Swift. I don't like that he's making demands of me. I am a strong, powerful young woman. Yes, you are, Billy. You absolutely are. And I'm just not going to. Okay, fine. If that's where we are, then okay. So what are you saying, Billy? I'm not apologizing. Okay, Billy, you're still going to do your show on Saturday. That's good. Then you got to call Kanye. You got to be like, dude, Kanye, she's not gonna apologize. She didn't mean it. Oh, then I'm not playing. All right. So open up the Rolodex and see what you can get for Sunday. You can get somebody for Sunday. You will get somebody to step in for Sunday. That's a big thing. Maybe you move it around a little. Maybe you give Billie Eilish the closing night spot. Now you can't do that because I guess tickets are already sold and whatever. You do something. All right. Also trending today, hashtag Lottie is trending. Lottie. Hey guys, Lottie Tomlinson is pregnant. Yeah, she's pregnant with the child of her beau, Lewis Burton. It's trending, so I gotta talk about it. But honestly, what I just read, that may as well have been hieroglyphics. I have no idea who Lottie Tomlinson is. She's trending, so apparently I should. I have no idea who Lewis Burton is. Afghan, not Afghanistan, Afghan. The dog? No, this is actually about Afghanistan, but it's for some reason Afghan is trending. Breaking, President Biden is expected to issue an executive order to move some $7 billion of Afghan central bank's assets that were frozen in the U.S. He's going to move that around to fund humanitarian relief in Afghanistan and compensate September 11th victims. Guess that's the story. Lester Holt is trending. Lester Holt. Why is Lester Holt trending? Biden's been doing a bunch of hot mic stuff lately. You know, didn't he call like Pete Ducey an asshole or something like that? Son of a bitch, something like that. Well, now he called Lester Holt a wise guy. Lester Holt. President Biden calls Lester Holt a wise guy after the NBC journalist asks about Biden's prior comments on inflation. So Biden said, guys, inflation, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. It ain't fine. Hey, Joe, you been to a store lately? It ain't fine. Inflation is killing me. I'm already eating ramen noodles. You're killing me. Everything at the dollar store is now $1.25. Everything. That's a 25. Look, I saw inflation. Inflation is up 7.5% over the year. So that means everything at the dollar store, if I'm going to acknowledge that, okay, inflation is bad, that means that everything at the dollar store should be $1.07, or we'll even go $1.08 if that's what. You raised everything $1.25. You are making way more of a profit on your price hike. Come on, man. Businesses, they're always going to take advantage of a situation. Oh, we're dying. We're down 2%. Okay, so jack up the prices so that you now earn 50% more. Sounds good. American business. Yeah, you guys. And I know it's not a big deal. I know it is not a big deal. $1.25, $1. What's the difference? You're getting trash anyway. Yeah, but it's needed trash. You know, dishwashing detergent, deodorant, toothpaste, that kind of stuff. I like to know that if I walk into the dollar store with $10, I can get 9 things. Taxes. Taxes that are. I get 9 things and then still have a little bit of tax left over. Now everything's $1.25. Now everything's like, okay. So now that's for every 4, I lose 1. That's not good. So now I can get. I'm not going to do dollar store math for you. No, nobody wants to hear your dollar store math. CIA is trending. The CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. You guys, it's just everybody's freaking out. It's just been revealed that the CIA secretly collected bulk data on American citizens. Oh my God. Oh, they're going nuts. Matt Gaetz is trending about it. He can't believe it. Rand Paul can't believe it. You guys get all upset because the CIA is secretly collecting bulk data on American citizens. What is this, 2007? Who's just realized this is what the whole Snowden thing was about. Remember Snowden, the guy who he's off living in Russia now because we wanted to prosecute him for he found out that the CIA was secretly this is a story that is 13 years old. This is ridiculous. Why is this like trending today? Is this because 18-year-olds or 19-year-olds on Twitter and Instagram are only now learning about it? Or is it a calculation that certain people with political motives went, hey, we should bring this back. We should bring this back and we should freak out all the 18 and 19-year-olds who were only like 11 when this news actually broke. Let's freak them out and let's start a whole thing. Don't we know? We've been talking about this for decades. I don't know, decades. I think we've been suspecting it for decades, but we certainly have had proof that the CIA is eavesdropping, listening, and collecting data on American citizens for well over 10 years. This goes back to the Snowden thing. What was his name? What was his first name? Why can't I think of his first name? Matthew Snowden, Christopher Snowden. I'm not going to look it up. This is one of those things. It's not in my brain anymore. Snowden's in my brain. First name is not in my brain. What? Yes, I'm waiting for someone in the chat room to tell me what Snowden's first name is because for some reason it's Edward. Thank you. Look at him. Stevie Ray. My second favorite Stevie Ray right there checking in with Edward. All right. Like I said, there's a whole lot. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate it. There's a whole bunch of things that are trending today that, like that Lottie, the model I'd never heard of who's having a baby. There's a bunch of things that are trending today that really aren't news, but that's why they're trending because there's probably not a whole bunch of actual news going on. Breaking news. The White House is telling all Americans that they need to leave the Ukraine immediately. What did I tell you weeks ago? We've been going through this Ukraine situation now for about 5 weeks. I told you 2 weeks ago when everybody was like, they're going to war. It's imminent any minute now. I'm like, no, it's going to be after the Olympics. They're going to sit tight. They're going to mass all of their shit. There's not going to be any invasion until after the Olympics because Putin doesn't want to piss off China because Putin needs China and apparently they're buddies. That's a little bit discouraging. They've recently... in the last couple of days, Putin and Xi Jinping have become fast friends again, which is really troubling. Really troubling because, see, China, they really want what India has and what that part of the world has. And if they can start a two-front war, like if we have a war in Europe between NATO and Russia, and then we're also forced to go and help out, the Nepalese and the Indian people and all of that because China is like, we're going to take it all. Oh, man, this is seriously. I don't want to scare everybody, but this is, we have the recipe here for another world war, a multi-front war on multiple continents. But it'll. I stand by my original thing. The night of the closing ceremonies of the Olympics, that's when the troops will move across the Ukraine border. Putin doesn't want to piss off. He doesn't want to start a war during Xi Jinping's Olympics, even though these are the lamest Olympics. If you were listening to the Pillow Talk show with me and Parker, we were showing pictures of the Olympic venues. Oh, they are such trash. They are such garbage. I mean, they've the ski jump. If you watch the ski jump arena, venue is built on the site of an old nuclear power plant. And when the camera pulls back, it's all snow and it looks beautiful. And I guess it's all fake snow because when the camera pulls back, you basically see Gary, Indiana. There's all of these closed down factories and giant nuclear towers and all this. It is so gross. It is dystopian is the way to describe what these Chinese Olympics look like. But whatever, Xi Jinping, this is your great show off moment for the rest of the world. And Putin's not going to crap on you. Okay. So as I was distracted by the order from the United States, the White House, we are in an urgent situation with Russia. the White House is saying. All Americans must leave, or all Americans need to leave the Ukraine immediately. Verbiage is important here. Okay, so now there is that does seem kind of important. That seems kind of important. But there are things that are trending today that are probably not very important. But this one is nice. Uncle Bill is trending. Uncle Bill. Boy, this is a successful hashtag campaign by this niece, because Uncle Bill isn't like a famous guy. Uncle Bill is just some girl's uncle. And here's the initial tweet. Whoever sees this post, it would mean everything to me if you could send some good healing vibes towards my Uncle Bill. He is the father I never had and my best friend. He has a kidney infection and signs of sepsis. I won't know more until 4 hours from now, and I am worried AF. She got that trending. Some girl, just some rando girl, got this nice little thought for her Uncle Bill trending. So there you go. Just put out some good energy into the world for Uncle Bill. That's impressive. That's impressive, because I have never been able to get anything trending, and I have been trying. It's just Uncle Bill trends. Good for her. Good for her. Black figure skater is trending. Black figure skater. Okay, so why is this trending? Well, as it turns out, there is a whole conversation going on right now concerning the fact that where are all the black figure skaters? Okay. Apparently, there is only one black figure skater in the entire Olympics, and it's Canadian figure skater Vanessa James. Oh, let me see. Let's look at a picture of her. Oh, of course, beautiful lady. Look at her. Before her own Olympic career began, Canadian figure skater Vanessa James had seen black girl magic on ice. It was on display at the 1998 Nagano Winter Olympics when French skater Surya Bonali leapt into the air, kicked into a backflip, and landed on one leg. All right, so basically this whole conversation that is now going on is about how there are no black figure skaters. And like what? And actually, this was, where are the black figure skaters? And I'm like, I'm trying to think. I mean, now granted, I'm not like a big figure skating fan, but when I think of the famous figure skaters that I can rattle off the top of my head, none of them are black. So hasn't this kind of, the fact that there is one black figure skater in Canada, that seems like progress to me, because I don't remember any black figure skaters. And it's also, this irritates me, man. This is, I'm not anti-black figure skaters, but, I guess, there's not a lot of black girls who grow up wanting to be figure skaters. There's not a lot of black girls who wake up at 4:00 in the morning to go get an hour of rink time in before school. This seems like race. I hate to say it. Don't say it, because it seems like race baiting. It's like, okay, I don't know. I mean, and then, some guy who was troublemaker, some guy who's a troublemaker responded on one of these threads. Yes, well, I've been asking, where are all the white sprinters? He's kind of right. It's like, I don't know anything. I've never watched the Olympic Games, 100 meter or a 50 meter or whatever it is, and gone, hey, now, wait a second, where are all the white? Because I don't think in those terms. It's like, I see athletes and I'm like, okay, there are white and black athletes, to my estimation, fairly evenly spread out, I mean, and there just seems to be certain sports that white people and black people, you're going to say better than? No, I'm not saying better than. I'm saying are more likely to appear in. Like, I mean, what, you got a problem with black girls figure skating? No, I've never even thought about it before. If I saw a black girl represent America as a figure skater, I'd be like, okay, I hope she wins. I don't even know that I would think, well, now, look at the black figure skater. I don't think that, I don't really think that way. Like, okay, so, who's wasn't there like a, see, I don't even know. I know, I can't think of her name, but like we've had Asian figure skaters, right? I mean, but when I think of like that we've had Asian figure skaters, I don't go, oh, look at that. Isn't that weird? We've got an Asian figure. I just go, okay, she's an American figure skater. I don't know. So they're stirring it up online, trying to make it seem like it's racist that there are no black figure skaters. And then, like I said, the one guy, well, where are all the white sprinters? God, I hate that. I hate that whataboutism. But I thought that was funny because I'm like, he's got a point. He's like, how come nobody's saying we need to have more white sprinters? Just not something that they do. I don't know. I hate this whole look, there are very real and very serious subjects concerning race relations in this country and on this planet as a whole. And I don't deny them. My partner at 9 o'clock might, but I don't. I mean, I don't. I completely understand, and I see, and I think that there needs to be a greater effort and inclusion in many areas of life, and it's particularly urgent in this day and age as we see the return of Nazis and the return of public displays of white pride, things that in my entire life growing up, nobody would do that shit and think they could ever get a job. Now they're like, they're putting their home phone numbers on their websites. Come be a Nazi. I'm Cooter. I live here in the Florida Panhandle. Here's my home phone number. I'm a Nazi. You could be too. It's like, that's really disturbing. So there are very real issues concerning race relations that I think we should be stirred up about and that we should be focusing on. But where are all the black figure skaters? That seems one that is completely targeted to, let's stir some people up a little bit. Let's see if we can just cause a little mischief. Don't do that. So there you go. So, and you know what? Congratulations. I hope the Canadian woman of color who is a figure skater, I hope she does great. I don't care. Like, I'm not following the Olympics, whatever. If now, because of this stupid story, if I see her, I hope she wins gold. I guess she's a pairs figure skater. So, all right. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is trending. Oh my God. Are people pissed off? And when I say people are pissed off, it's not for the reason I'm pissed off. There are two reasons that people seem to be really pissed off about last night. Last night was the NFL honors, and I got to watch a little bit of it after the show. I had it recorded. The NFL honors is like an annual Oscar-style award show that gives out everything from Player of the Year, MVP, Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, all those things. They award those things, which used to just be leaked to the press and they would be put on a press release. But now, and I think this is great, I think the NFL has figured out that they can do this big award ceremony the week of the Super Bowl when everybody is in one location, all the people, all the important people. And it's fun. It's good. It's very well done. It's a cool show, especially if you like football. And what they do during it now is they announce the new Hall of Fame class every year at the NFL Honors Awards. So, bravo. Terrific. I think that's great. I love football. I love football content. And this isn't really a ham-fisted attempt to give us more football content. This is an interesting way to present it. So good. What do we got? What do we got that's important? Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. I think everybody expected that. Micah Parsons. Hey, look at that. Micah. What, Defensive Player of the Year or Rookie of the Year? Yeah, I don't know. Pugs, you should know you're in Dallas. I know Micah took home some hardware, so good for him. That's wonderful. Coach of the Year was Mike Vrabel down there with the Tennessee Titans. I'm trying to think of who else. What do we got? Offensive Player of the Year, I think, was Cooper Kupp. Comeback Player of the Year was Joe Burrow. Of course. Joe Burrow had his leg ripped off last year, and this year he's got him in the Super Bowl. But the thing that people are really pissed off about are the Hall of Fame people who went into the Hall of Fame. And I'm looking at this list of people who went into the Hall of Fame. And quite frankly, I can't believe that they weren't already in the Hall of Fame. These are all people who are deserving to be in the Hall of Fame. They've all been multiple times on the ballot, which seems to be a thing. Unlike baseball. Baseball, it's a rare thing to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but it's a thing. It happens fairly regularly. The NFL, not so much. Not as many first ballot Hall of Famers. Tom Brady will certainly be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Joe Montana was a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Jerry Rice. But there has been a number of first ballot Hall of Famers. Walter Payton, players like that. But it's rare. It's very rare. And it's always concerning a position player. And typically an offensive position player goes in on the first ballot. But it's not easy. It's not as common in the NFL as it is. Players in the NFL have 20 years after they're eligible for Hall of Fame induction to make it into the Hall of Fame. So I think this year, the average wait of people who went into the Hall of Fame was something like 7 years, which, that means that the average person who went into the Hall of Fame this year had to be told, you didn't make the Hall of Fame 6 times, right? So a lot of people are upset because two people have everybody really pissed off. Devin Hester, who is a special teams player, he was first ballot eligible, and everybody thought, well, he's the best to ever play the position, so of course he should go in, which is an argument that I don't understand, because there has never been a return specialist put in the Hall of Fame, let alone on the first ballot. There are only 3 special teams players in the Hall of Fame, and they're all kickers. So a return specialist going in, Devin Hester, and he'll go in, and he is the greatest to ever play the position, so he will go in. So the idea for him to go in on the first ballot was already, okay, so he's going to be the first return man ever, and he's going to go in on the first ballot. And then people will argue, well, he's the greatest to ever play the position, to which I'm like, okay, but if he didn't play that position, if there never was a Devin Hester, there would still be a greatest to ever play the position, Brian Mitchell, and he's not in. So what are you talking about? Yes, Devin Hester is the greatest to ever play the position, and he's not in. And before him, there was a greatest that ever played the position, but that guy didn't get put in. Brian Mitchell, maybe Brian Mitchell's in. No, he's not. Unless Brian Mitchell. No, he's not. Anyway. So there it is. So Devin Hester didn't go in on the first ballot, which is fine. He'll go in. He's not going to have to wait much longer. He'll be fine. They will, people are so outraged. But the other guy that I can't believe didn't get in is Zach Thomas, number 54 linebacker for the Miami Dolphins. This guy was an absolute stud. Truthfully, I can't believe Zach Thomas isn't already in. I think this was Zach Thomas's 6th attempt to get into the Hall of Fame. And he is undoubtedly a Hall of Famer. Is he going to have to wait 10 years? And that's not a rare thing for players that are no-brainers in the Hall of Fame to have to wait a bunch of years. I guess there's a backlog. Judging by this year's class, there certainly is a backlog. Here are the people who went into the NFL Hall of Fame this year. Tony Baselli. Tony Baselli, I think he retired in like 2005 or 2006. So that means he would have been eligible, let's say 2005. That means he would have been eligible in 2010. So he's had to wait 12 years. Tony Baselli, one of the great linemen of his generation, all-decade team, NFL half-century team. Tony Baselli is a great lineman. He had to wait 12 years. Leroy Butler, I assumed Leroy Butler would have already been in. He had to wait. Sam Mills had to wait. Richard Seymour went in this year. He had to wait. Bryant Young from the 49ers, he had to wait. Now this one, Cliff Branch, arguably the greatest receiver in Oakland Raider history. This is a guy who played for John Madden. Cliff Branch has had to wait 16 years, it said. 16 years for Cliff Branch. And then Art McNally, a referee, went in. And Dick Vermeil, the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. And then, of course, had those titles with the St. Louis Rams. You're telling me Dick Vermeil is dead? You're telling me he wasn't already in the Hall of Fame? But boy, are people upset. People are so upset about Devin Hester and Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas, I'd be a little bit more upset about. Zach Thomas, this is like, how many times do you have to tell Zach Thomas, not this year, kid? What are you talking about, kid? He was one of the most dominant linebackers of his career. There was a thing going around that showed Brian Urlacher's career stats next to Zach Thomas's career stats. And they both played at roughly the same time. Zach Thomas is a little bit older. Brian Urlacher was a first ballot Hall of Famer, considered, him and Ray Lewis, the two most dominant linebackers of the era. Both of them first ballot Hall of Famers. And they showed Zach Thomas's resume, his career stats against Brian Urlacher's. And they're really similar. I mean, they're not quite as good. They are better in some statistics, but they're not. He's got, like, Zach Thomas has more fumbles, more takeaways, but I mean, they're similar. They're very similar, and it's like, so Urlacher goes on the first ballot, but Zach Thomas has now got to wait a seventh year or whatever it is. It doesn't seem to make any sense. So that's why Pro Football Hall of Fame class is trending today. Spoon. How about this one? Spoon is trending. Adam says Zach Thomas is not a surefire guy to me. Well, I don't know, man. That's Spoon is trending. Spoon. Why? Well, they got a new album out. Lucifer on the Sofa. I love Spoon. I love Spoon, and I've never seen Spoon, and considering they're an Austin band, I don't believe I've had opportunities to see Spoon, and I don't know why I haven't seen Spoon. I love Spoon. I've loved Spoon for years. Probably what would be like their most commercial, The Underdog. Oh, that's such a great song. That's probably their best known song. Britt Daniel, the lead guitarist, lead singer, founding member of Spoon, is a brilliant creator. I love him. I'm brainstorming on Spoon. Anyway, Spoon is trending because it says here they've got fresh off their 10th studio album, Lucifer on the Sofa. Isn't some external bully. It's the manifestation of their own external dread. So I hope they're on Spotify. They are, because I got a bunch of Spoon on my playlist here. Let's see here. Gimme Fiction is actually my favorite. Yeah, a lot of people are like, what? Really? Gimme Fiction? Not ga. No, I like Gimme Fiction. I like Gimme Fiction. I like Kill the Moonlight. I like Spoon. That's all I can say. So congratulations. Spoon's got a new album out and they're trending. I love it. Sean Desai is trending. Sean Desai, more NFL for you folks that, love it when we do sports here. Sean Desai is trending. He is the new associate head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. He is going to be right there attached to Pete Carroll's hip. This is a great signing. This is a great pickup for the Seattle Seahawks. Sean Desai is a tremendous young NFL mind. Black guy. Okay, so that's good. Another black guy. He's going to be a head coach. He's not for a couple of years. Here's the deal with Sean Desai. How do I know who Sean Desai is? Well, because he's been in the Chicago Bears organization for 10 years. He started out years ago as a defensive assistant. He worked under everybody from Vic Fangio to who's the other guy? The other Italian name guy. He was the coach of the Colts. I can't remember his name because, again, things are not in my head the way they need to be. Last year, Sean Desai was elevated to defensive coordinator of the Bears, and he turned the Bears defense around last year. We had a pretty good defense, and it was really not so great the year before that. And we had a lot of Bear fans. We were like, okay, we're getting a new coach, but we're keeping Desai, right? We're keeping Desai's and he's a young kid, and he's got these really interesting attacking sort of ideas. He's been working exclusively on the defensive side of the ball since he came into the league 10 years ago as a safeties coordinator, defensive passing game, whatever it was. He started 10 years ago. He's worked his way up through. The players absolutely love him. His nickname is Doc because he's got multiple PhDs. This is a dude that coaches football and then goes to class and has been going to class and racking up degrees and getting all these things. So good for Sean Desai. I'm glad to see that he's trending today. Seattle Seahawks are hiring Sean Desai as the assistant head coach to Pete Carroll. That's going to be great for him. Good for him. I mean, I hate that he's not going to be our defensive coordinator. And but the head coach that my Bears hired is a defensive coach. He's the defensive coordinator from the Colts. He was with the Cowboys for a bunch of years. He's he's going to want to bring in his own guys. He's going to want his own, and I guess it's too much to ask for. Now, if we had gotten an offensive coordinator as head coach, then maybe Sean Desai would have stayed. But I'm so glad that Sean Desai is moving on up. He's out there in Seattle now working with Pete Carroll, which can't be bad. Jason Bateman is trending. Now, Jason Bateman, who doesn't love Jason Bateman, right? Why is Jason Bateman trending? Jason Bateman didn't do anything. Jason Bateman is trending because he's getting dragged into this whole Ricky Schroeder thing. Ricky Schroeder is trending. All right, why is Ricky Schroeder? All right, we'll get into it. Silly old Ricky Schroeder, whatever the hell this is about. Here we go. All right. Huh. Hold on, having a bit of an issue here with the computer. There we go. Yeah, that's Spoon, the underdog, stuck in my head now. What are you going to do? Let's see here. All right, so Ricky Schroeder put this out last night. Let's watch. Let's see what Ricky Schroeder's getting into, shall we? Why not? Old Silver Spoon himself. Here we go. Ricky, take it.
I think we see what we're facing here. It's an evil that is trying to be forced upon our children and upon us. And God bless the Canadian truckers and the Canadian cowboys up there.
All right, can I just take a moment here? Can we run through the bitter, failed, middle-aged man checklist just to make sure that we're checking all the right boxes? Let's see. Does he have the beard and hat, which signifies he's a regular working man who doesn't have time to shave? Yes, he does. He's got that. Does he have, is he doing something outdoorsy to suggest that he is also a real man who can start a fire? He's doing that. Let's see here. How about, guess what? You know what that thing is that he's holding? He's holding a Bible. Shows that he's a man of God too. All right. And then is he going to make some threats? I don't know. Let's see if we can check all the boxes in the I'm a bitter middle-aged man checklist.
In the border. And I heard a great potential event's going to happen for us with our truckers are going to maybe start mobilizing and doing what we need to do, which is shut down DC, shut down Sacramento, shut down Albany, shut down these states and this capital until we root out.
It's too late now, but 10 years ago, couldn't somebody just hired this guy? I mean, couldn't somebody just given him an acting job? I mean, why did he talk about somebody whose career, he was a massive star, and then he grew up and people were like, yeah, not so much anymore, Ricky. And then he's like, but what about Jason Bateman? Jason Bateman was on the same show as me and everybody loves him. Yeah.
This evil, it was almost perpetrated upon us. We were so asleep. But we do have to root this out. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. These people must be held accountable for what they've attempted to do.
What people?
And or there'll be no peace.
Oh, a threat. Oh, there we go, folks. That's it. That's the last box to check. The threat, the public threat about civility and social order. He has checked all the boxes. He's got the beard with the hat. He's got the fire, proving that he's an outdoor man. He's got the Bible, proving that he is a man of God. And now he has made the threat. Thank you, Ricky. You have checked all of the I'm a bitter, failed man checklist.
Justice. So, God bless the United States. God bless all of you who are fighting and resisting. God bless those who are waking up to what the true intent was behind this. God bless America. I leave you
Wait, what was that? What just happened?
God bless America. I leave you,
Okay, I don't know what that was.
hopes and prayers in the name of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Amen.
Look, that's Ricky Schroder, man. That's Ricky Stratton. Look at him. Oh my God. Oh, look at yourself. He's still better looking than you. Yeah, but I didn't start out as Ricky Schroder. He started out as Ricky Schroder. And now he looks like, some guy you're going to argue with over a parking spot at the Costco. Now he's like, so that's why Jason Bateman is trending. Jason Bateman is trending because of that. Oh, also, I should say this. I like Spoon, and that's kind of why I made a point to like promote that they've got a new album out, just in case any of you guys also like Spoon. But I think part of the reason that Spoon might be trending is because Silver Spoons is trending because of Ricky Schroder. So I think the band Spoon and their new album got caught up in the hashtag Spoon, and so. But hey, whatever promotes my favorite band from Austin. I'm good with it. All right, so Jason Bateman is trending because of that, and he's trending because everybody is just going, "You suck, Ricky Schroder. Jason Bateman is so much better than you." And for those of you who don't know, Ricky Schroder's television show back in the day was Silver Spoons, and Ricky Schroder's, who played Ricky Stratton. Ricky Stratton's best friend was played by. Although is that right? Jason Bateman played Derek Taylor, I believe. Jason Bateman played Derek, who was Ricky Schroder's friend on Silver Spoons. And Derek was a dick. He was like, that was his whole thing. He was kind of like an Eddie Haskell, but he was really funny. And he was far more interesting than Ricky Schroder. The Ricky Schroder character was like the goody. And then he had his friend, Derek, who was kind of a troublemaker, kind of always stirring the pot. And here's what happened. Here's the actual truth. Why? Hey, Pugs. Why? Silver Spoons went on for a bunch of years. Why wasn't Derek on the later seasons of Silver Spoons? Because Ricky Schroder and possibly Ricky Schroder's parents, but I think it was maybe Ricky Schroder complaining about it, at least for the purpose of this takedown. We're going to say it was Ricky Schroder. But Ricky Schroder's parents made the producers of Silver Spoons fire Jason Bateman because Jason Bateman's character of Derek was really popular. People liked, and he started to get like Tiger Beat things, and like why is Jason Bateman as Derek Taylor getting the cover of Tiger Beat? Why doesn't Ricky have the it was like all of that. So it was like a big competition. So they kicked Jason Bateman off the show. And now here we are, like 40 years later, 40, yeah, probably 40, 30 something years later, 40, easily close to 40 years later, Jason Bateman is an A-lister who everybody loves, who's on one of the most critically applauded shows on Netflix, Ozark, who does big movies one after another. Jason Bateman releases 5 A-list Hollywood movies a year. He's got a show that he's winning awards for, and everybody, he's like in that Paul Rudd category where everybody loves Jason Bateman. It's like Jason Bateman. Who doesn't like Jason Bateman? And Ricky Schroder is sitting next to a fire, clutching a Bible, talking about an uprising. Sometimes. And then that's why. So everybody's reminding everyone of the fact that Ricky Schroder had Jason Bateman kicked off Silver Spoons for being more popular than him. Well, we can see why he's more popular. He seems like a much more likable guy, Ricky. You seem very sad. You seem like angry that shit didn't work out. You've checked all the boxes in the bitter man checklist. Also trending today, Detroit Rams is trending. What are the Detroit Rams? Is that where the Rams came from? No. I think the Rams were from Cleveland, actually, originally. I think it was the Cleveland Rams, but I could be wrong. No, the Detroit Rams are trending because stores all across Detroit are selling Detroit Rams gear, just like Rams shirts that say Detroit Rams on it because of Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford played most of his career with the Detroit Lions. He got out. They sent him to LA. And in the first season, Matthew Stafford is taking the Los Angeles Rams to the Super Bowl and probably going to win it. I don't know. I think they're going to win it. I'm rooting for Cincy because Cincy's never won it. Here's why I'm rooting for Cincy. I want Cincy to win it because Cincinnati has never won the Super Bowl. The Rams have, and the St. Louis, they've never won it in Los Angeles. But the greatest show on turf. I mean, the Rams were a dominant team 20 years ago or so. I want the Bengals to win it because my friend E, who used to join us for the show, he's a Buffalo Bills fanatic, and the Cincinnati Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. They've been in a Super Bowl, right? But they haven't won it. The Icky Shuffle year, they didn't win that. No, they didn't. So if the Cincinnati Bengals can win a Super Bowl, then that's one more team that has won a Super Bowl, while my friend E's Buffalo Bills still have not won a Super Bowl. So it's like kind of, what? Am I petty? Sure, we're all petty on occasion, but and also I like Joe Burrow, and I legitimately, even though I think the city of Cincinnati is a dumpster fire that makes absolutely horrendous chili, they're famous for their chili. Did you know that? I mean, well, Texans are like, what? What do you mean Cincinnati's famous for their chili? Yeah, they are. I know. Texas is ground zero for chili. And by the way, do we subscribe to the Texas chili? No beans, right? There's no beans in Texas chili. If you were adding beans to your chili, it ain't authentic Texas chili. In Cincinnati, they have beans, but they also serve their chili over like macaroni noodles. Like so you'll have a bowl of noodles and then they pour the chili. I don't like it. It's too much. Too much. I love Texas chili with big chunks of beef in it and peppers, and it's so good. And I also like chili with beans. Don't get me wrong. I like chili with beans. I will have that. But I will also raise a stink if someone pretends that they're serving me authentic Texas chili and it's got beans in it. Because that was one of the first things that I dated a die-hard Texas girl who used to make kick-ass chili, and I remember I was eating it. She made it for me, and I'm like, this is quite possibly the most delicious chili I've ever had. One question, where's the beans? And she went and got her gun. She was like, we don't serve beef. I'm like, okay, I gotcha. And then I put that forth to some of my other Texas friends, and they're like, yeah, dude, what's the matter with you? You don't put beans in chili. That's like something people who don't know what chili is, that's what they do. You don't need beans because you got a whole bunch of meat, big chunks of beef are in there. That's so good. No, Adam, no, the Rams didn't. The Rams have never won the Super Bowl. In 84, the San Francisco 49ers won. And the Rams weren't even in the Super Bowl. The Rams were in the Super Bowl in Los Angeles in the late 70s. Maybe it was the Raiders. No. Yeah, I think the LA Raiders won a Super Bowl. Absolutely. Yes, that is true. But the LA Rams, no. And I think 84 was Montana and Rice. And But yeah, anyway, the LA Raiders have won Super Bowls in Los Angeles, but not the Rams. All right, now I want chili. Oh, man. Hey, if anybody makes good chili, I'll come over and I'll buy it. Like, I want really good. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have anybody who makes really good Texas chili. But now suddenly I want Texas chili. Oh, yeah? Are you in the mood for Texas chili? Do you know it's 74 degrees and sunny out? Yeah, I do. It's ridiculous. It dropped down into the 30s last night. And now here we are. It's 1:43 and it's... What is the temperature? The current temperature in beautiful, sunny Highland Park, Texas is... All right, it was 72 at 11:56. So let's let this reboot, and then let's see what the temperature is. Sunny. It is sunny. It is gorgeous outside. All right. Detroit Rams. That's why they're trending. Hey, Doug Ford is trending. Do you know who Doug Ford is? Doug Ford is the Premier of Ontario. He is the brother of Rob Ford. Remember crazy Rob Ford, the mayor of Toronto? The crack-smoking mayor of Toronto? He's dead. He died. But his brother Doug is now the Premier of Canada. And he's in trouble because during this whole issue with the truckers in Ottawa where they're snarling the city, I like that word, snarling. They're snarling the city. He went off snowboarding. He went off snowboarding with all of his buddies. And if you know it, it's 75. It's currently 75 degrees. It's almost 80 degrees here on February the 11th. Rob Ford, while his entire city was shut down, he went off in 83 Raiders, 84 49ers, 85. Yeah, there you go. So the Rams never won it. Okay, back to the Rob Ford story. Rob Ford is now, he went snowboarding with all of his buddies. And they were partying while the entire city, province of Ottawa, I don't know, whatever, the place, Ottawa, that place was like completely shut down by truckers, and he's off there snowboarding, and he's posting pictures to Instagram, and people are like, dude, you're the Premier of Ottawa. I don't know how their like system works up there. I don't know what a premier is. I don't know what that is. But you're in charge. You should be down. You shouldn't be on the slopes drinking with your buddies out of flasks and, snowboarding. And so to overcompensate for all the criticism that he's getting for his snowboarding trip, Ontario Premier Doug Ford. Yeah, Doug is the one that's alive. Rob is the crack-smoking mayor who's dead. Doug Ford, Ontario Premier, has declared a state of emergency in Ottawa, which apparently grants the government of Ottawa all kinds of powers that they didn't have prior to the state of emergency, which means they can now order military and mass arrests of all the truckers and all that stuff. Now, why is this happening? The Windsor Bridge, the governor of Michigan is getting involved because apparently Michigan is being affected because the truckers have taken over this bridge that leads to Canada. And people don't realize how close Michigan is to Canada. It's just like a little bridge. You can swim the river there and you can be in Canada. Windsor, Ontario is like a suburb of Detroit. It's like right across the water. And it's not like far. Like I said, you could swim it. I don't know if you could swim. Yeah, of course you could swim it. I couldn't because I might even be able to swim it. Anyway, so they're taking big, severe action, and Ottawa Premier Doug Ford is being accused of overreacting to the situation because he got caught snowboarding when he should have been on top of things. So there you have it. Red Lobster is trending. Why is Red Lobster trending? Well, because Congressman Lauren Boebert, she was caught holding up a Hottest Woman in Congress award, which I didn't know that was a thing. It's not a legit thing. Somebody probably in her constituency gave her this. She was photographed holding a Hottest Woman in Congress award, which was a framed certificate that spelled her name incorrectly. It spelled her name Boebert, not Boebert. It was like not even a close spelling. It was bad. It was like whoever made this thing didn't even bother to look up how to spell her name. That's how silly this thing is. And framed right in there with the award, it comes with a Red Lobster gift card. So Red Lobster is trending. And this made me think, is Lauren Boebert, is she the hottest woman in Congress? She's attractive, she's got like the glasses things going, and she was an escort. I mean, it's kind of well known that she did advertise on the back page with some sexy modeling pictures, and she would come over to your place and she would wear sexy clothes for you. And hey, whatever happened between two consenting adults? I mean, that's a real thing. You can find that. I've shown but she's not. She's not the hottest woman in Congress. She's attractive. I'll give her that. She's got a little something, but she ain't the hottest woman in Congress. Say who is. I will not. I will not say who the hottest woman in Congress is, because if I was to say that AOC is the hottest woman in Congress, that would be polarizing, and I don't want to do that. But she is. Jeez, boy, when AOC gets all dressed up, woo! Boebert looks, she's got a big nose and glasses, but she looks kind of she's okay. You know what? I'll say Boebert maybe second, but for my money, the most attractive. Politics aside, just like if you walk into a bar and there's these two girls at the bar, it's like which one are you going to be more attracted to? It's AOC. AOC was a sexy bartender. Have you ever seen her sexy bartender pictures? I mean, I'm just saying, that's all. So Red Lobster is trending because Lauren Boebert has been awarded hottest woman in Congress, and that comes with a Red Lobster gift card. Wonderful. Giant otter is trending. This is a local news for us here in the, this one isn't trending. I always just say that as a default, it's trending. What I mean is it's a headline or it's a story that's going around today. So here locally, the giant otter at the Dallas World Aquarium. By the way, you ever been to the Dallas World Aquarium downtown? Used to go there with my kid all the time when we lived downtown. That's a pretty nice place. Pretty good. If you got kids, take them to the Dallas World Aquarium. Don't wait around for the school to take them there on a field trip. It's pretty good. The Dallas World Aquarium is facing a lawsuit after a child was suddenly attacked by a giant otter that caused injuries. Now, if you're familiar with the otter enclosure at the Dallas World Aquarium, you know that it's just like a plexiglass wall. And if you're, you can, if you needed to, you could jump in there with the otters. I'm telling you, I've seen it and I've gone, are otters mean? Should this kind of access be? Because the otters come up to the glass and, they look at you and they're very social animals. And apparently one otter came up and climbed over the glass and bit a little kid, a 2-year-old little girl. The lawsuit filed against the Dallas World Aquarium in downtown Dallas alleges that the 2-year-old girl was looking at the otter exhibit with her parents when the otter attacked her, biting her hand and leaving her with permanent scarring. Attorney Heather Davis is representing the family and says that they're not the first aquarium visitors to come to her with this kind of case. In October of 2020, another family filed a very similar lawsuit. It claimed that a giant otter, we don't know if it's the same otter, maybe it's just one very troubled otter. It claimed that a giant otter reached over the wall of its enclosure and attacked an 18-month-old baby boy, ripping 3 gashes into his arm. What? Okay, so an otter 2 years ago showed the capability to get over the plexiglass and attack a baby 2 years ago. And now here we are today, and you're telling me that it did it again to a 2-year-old? Okay, so otters don't like little kids. And when you have a little kid and they're in your arms, you're probably going to get close up so the kid can see it. As a parent, you just assume that they have gamed out all of the potential bad things that could happen with the otter exhibit. You don't think that, my point is this. Why did they put a lid on that thing when it attacked the first little kid? This is not good for the Dallas Aquarium. Davis says the families are pushing for the aquarium to close the plexiglass wall of the semi-open habitat to prevent future attacks. Well, why didn't this happen before? Why did this? And otters are so cute. I've seen a lot of otters in my day. Otters are around. Otters, if you live near lakes and streams and rivers and all that kind of stuff, you see otters. They're adorable. They swim on their back. They backstroke. And you can see their little bellies, and you're like, oh, look how cute that is. Apparently, otters hate kids. Otters do not like little kids. Two otter attacks at the Dallas World Aquarium. It's time to close that shit up. Or determine any way you can if it's the same otter. And, excuse me, you gotta kill that fucking otter. You got that otter is not allowed to be there. You gotta kill that otter. Steak's coming. You cannot allow, unless this is just an otter thing, that otters just don't like kids. Medal count is trending. Why is medal count trending? Let's check in on this. I didn't really want to have to get into Olympic stuff, but let's see. What is the latest in the medal count? How is the good old United States doing? Well, we're in 6th place. We are in 6th place in the Winter Olympic medal count. We have 10 total. We have 4 gold, 5 silver, and 1 bronze for 10. The top 3 in 3rd place, also with 10. Okay, but they're in third place with 10 because they've got more golds. In third place, remember America's in sixth. In third place, it's the Netherlands with 5 gold, 4 silver, and 1 bronze. In second place, it's Norway with 6 gold, 3 silver, and 5 bronze. And in first place, it's Germany with 7 gold, 4 silver, and 0 bronze. China, who really wants to win this, China is in 7th place. China has 7 total medals. 6th place is the United States. We have 10. China has 3 gold, 3 silver, and 1 bronze. Russia has 12 total medals. They're in 8th place, but Russia with 12 total medals, but they've only got 2 gold. So I guess this is weighed. The rankings are weighed with, you can have more total medals, but if you've got like 12 bronze and another team has like 10 total, but 6 of them are gold, so you know what I'm saying. Russia has 2 gold, 4 silver, and 6 bronze. In America, once again, United States, we have 4 gold, 5 silver, and 1 bronze. So there you go, medal count. I don't care. I so don't care. Von Miller is trending. Von Miller, of course, the late season trade to the Los Angeles Rams from the Denver Broncos. He is trending today, this being Super Bowl week, because Von Miller says that he still likes the Broncos more than the Rams. Dude. Well, you can't say that. I mean, you can think it and you can feel it, but you can't say that. Von Miller says that the pinnacle of his career so far is his bone-crushing, sensational display that he gave for the Denver Broncos that helped him beat the Carolina Panthers in Super Bowl 50. He won the game's MVP award. He still says that his heart is in Denver with the Broncos. Von Miller, shut up, dude. You are wearing a Los Angeles Rams uniform, and you are about to take... Shut up, Von. Shut up. There is no mileage to be gained being a big player in Los Angeles who could potentially win his second Super Bowl. There is no mileage to be gained pining for the Denver Broncos. You are in LA, dude. You need to start positioning and branding yourself as Mr. LA Ram, because there are far more opportunities being Mr. LA Ram than there are being Mr. Denver Bronco. Just stop it. Embrace the Rams. Von Miller. All right, remember when we were talking about Hillary Clinton, and I'm like, oh, God, she's back. Can we just get rid of these people? Why do we have to? Why are these people coming back to haunt us? I still stand with her, or whatever. I'm still with her, or whatever the trend was that was trending earlier today for Hillary. Well, not to be outdone, Anthony Weiner is back. How is this guy? So a guy who got disgraced and lost his gig in Congress for showing his dick. His name is, I always thought that was funny. The dude's name is Anthony Weiner, and like he got in trouble for like showing his dick. That's Anthony's Weiner. Anthony Weiner is trending because he's now got a new radio show in New York City. He's teaming up with Curtis Sliwa. It's going to be the Weiner and Sliwa show, or the Sliwa and Weiner show. I don't know how they're going to brand it on the marquee, but Curtis Sliwa is the founder of the Guardian Angels. He's a rabble rouser. He's a far-right guy. He's in New York, MAGA, all of that kind of stuff. And for years, he had a very successful talk show, although, hi, radio professional here, terrible show. It was Curtis and Kubi. Kubi was the liberal. Let's get a liberal, and then let's get an idiot liberal and an idiot on the right, and let's put them on the radio for 4 hours, and let's just have them knife fight. Which that's the bullshit. That's why we are the way we are, because we think that's the way people are supposed to have political differences, screaming at each other. But Kubi died, so Curtis Sliwa has sort of been drifting. So now they're going to team Curtis Sliwa up with Anthony Weiner, who, although I'm sick to death of that style of political conversation where it's just people trying to be the bigger dick to the other guy. This will be interesting because Anthony Weiner, speaking of big dick, Anthony Weiner is a really good arguer. if you remember, before Anthony Weiner was disgraced, and we all went, "Oh my God, he's a bizarro sex perv guy." Before all of that stuff, Weiner was great. Democrats and liberals loved Weiner because he was they loved Dick because he was a big fighter. He was like really. New York disgraced former Congress member and ex-convict Anthony Weiner will host a weekly radio show. Hold on, here we go. Oh, is it weekly or weekday? I thought it was. I guess this is just weekly radio show with Guardian Angels founder Curtis Lewa on WABC AM. The pair, who both have run losing campaigns for New York City mayor, will argue politics on a show called Oh Boy. How clever is this? You know what the show is called? The Left versus the Right. And they're going to argue politics. Boy, we need more of that, don't we? This is exactly what every 60-year-old white man needs in the middle of his day. WABC said in a news release on Friday, Weiner, a Democrat, represented the New York City district in Congress for nearly 12 years before resigning in 2011 over lewd photos he sent to several women. 2013 bid for the Democratic mayoral nomination was derailed by new revelations of explicit photos Weiner had sent under the alias of, remember the name? Carlos Danger. Weiner pled guilty in 2017 to transferring obscene material to a 15-year-old girl. I forgot about that one. That's a big one. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Anthony Weiner sent dirty pictures to a 15-year-old girl and went to prison, and he's getting a radio show in New York City? Just me. Are you kidding me? He was sentenced to 21 months in federal prison. He was released from prison and then went through a Brooklyn halfway. Oh, you know what? Screw this guy. Weiner, 57, told the New York Post that the radio show isn't part of a larger comeback plan. I am not going back into public life. I am doing a radio show with a friend of mine. He's a friend of yours? You guys. Well, I guess when your entire bit is exactly that, a bit, you can be friends with people that you seem to be for performative purposes, ideologically, and just completely opposed on every single possible topic. I guess you can be friends with that person when you are just a big walking bit, when that's all you are. You are just performative. All right, so there we go. That's Anthony Weiner. That's why Anthony Weiner is trending. Okay, so now here we go. Let me see if we can do this. You guys, I don't know what you've got going on this weekend. Hold on.
You said you're never going to
Hold on. Let me get this all queued up. Actually, I don't need to get it all queued up. So last night, after the show, typically what I like to do is after the Pillow Talk show, I like to hate watch. I like to hate watch the show. I didn't do that last night. Because I was just like, I've been battling a cold. I'm feel 100% today, but I was just like, I'm just going to go to bed early. So it was like 10:45 or something when I finally got myself settled into the bed. And I decided, I'll fall asleep, put a movie on. I'll put a movie on and I'll fall asleep, and we'll see where this goes. And it's not a movie that I necessarily, actually I was sort of intrigued by it, but I was comfortable with the idea that I might fall asleep 10 to 15 minutes into it. You guys, this movie turned out to be like a 2-hour and 20-minute movie, and I was up for the whole thing. And then when this damn movie was over, I was just like, I want more. How can I not have more of this? Where can I find more of this? This is now I'm wide awake. All right. It is late at night. I need to wake up early. It is late. I am wide awake after watching this movie. Boy, a good movie that makes you think, a good movie that kind of moves you, that makes you just rivets you with what you're watching. That is not something that you can go, I needed somebody to talk to. I was like, I need to talk to somebody about this movie. I wish I had seen this movie with somebody, because I would right now have coffee or drinks and we could talk all about what it is that we just saw. But alas, my companion was this stupid, insane dog. She fell asleep 10 minutes into the movie, so couldn't have any kind of conversation with her. So what's the movie? What's the movie that you watched? You guys, Here, I'll show it to you. We'll watch the trailer. And let me tell you, this is the best movie of the year. And I can't believe it's not nominated for an Oscar. It was nominated for a whole bunch of other things, right? Like the Palme d'Or at Cannes Film Festival. It won a whole bunch of other film festivals. It made just about every 10 best films of the year list. It made all of those. But it is ineligible for the Screen Actors Guild, and it's ineligible for the Oscars, for major awards at the Oscars, because the majority of the actors in it are not in the Screen Actors Guild. They're just I'll explain it to you. I am talking about the new Sean Baker movie, Red Rocket. Have you guys seen Red Rocket? Have you heard about Red Rocket? Watch this. This movie is incredible.
You said you're never going to step a foot in Texas again.
I know, this is unexpected.
Nothing with you is unexpected.
Your last job is over 17 years ago. That's quite a gap.
Well, you know, I've worked almost every day for the last 17 years. I moved back in with my wife last week.
No, call the cops. 10, 9,
Really?
8.
We decided to make a run of
I
it.
just need a place to crash for a couple days. What's the big deal?
Mikey, go fuck yourself.
Look, I'm gonna be straight with you. I'm an adult film actor.
Excuse me? So why are you back, Mr. Hollywood?
Mikey, welcome back, dude.
I'm on top of my game right now on like every single possible level. Physical stamina, my mind is sharp. I'm taking 5-HTP for serotonin in my brain.
Yeah?
With my skill and ability, there's no denying what I can do. The universe is on my side, bro. Before long, it'll be like we're still married.
We are still married.
I'm doing this tonight. You're probably gonna start a fire.
What's your name?
Everybody calls me Strawberry.
You're like an extraterrestrial around here.
Don't fuck with me.
Not.
I loved you.
Where were you?
This cute little town called None of Your Fucking Business, Texas.
Hope you had a good fucking time.
Now it's time to leave. I think it's cool. You just said, fuck it. I'm gonna get paid for doing the thing I love most. And as long as you're not hurting anybody, you do you, man.
I'm not afraid to fight you. I don't give a. What the fuck? He sucker punched me. I would 100% out cardio that guy. Fuck. Sorry for swearing. The shit got out of control. I came this fucking close to getting shot. This fucking close. The dog's like, oh, he's a good man. I can tell by his nice energy.
Your persona non grata.
Life's sweet, Sophie. Life is sweet.
All right, so there you have it. That is the trailer for what I am deeming the best film of 2021. It is called Red Rocket. It is by Sean Baker, who is now, I liked Sean, the Florida Project. If you saw the Florida Project and you went, wow, I've never heard of this filmmaker before, but this movie was really good. So it's the same guy who did the Florida Project, which I didn't even know until after I saw the movie and decided to take a deep dive into what the hell is behind this. It's Simon Rex, who, if you are of a certain age, you remember Simon Rex as just some dumb pretty boy model turned MTV VJ, who, as it turns out, is an amazing actor. He is so incredible. Now, maybe he's playing himself, although the research that I did says that no, that's not what he's really like in the film. This is the story of a dude from Texas City, Texas, who goes off 10 years ago to Hollywood and becomes a male porn star. And then he basically shits all over everything out in Hollywood, and he has to hightail it back to his Texas City home. And it's just about him being back in his hometown after being, living in the big city. He's a con man. He's a fast talker. He is so incredibly lovable, but at the same time, you're like, oh my God, this dude is a train wreck. And we've all known guys like this guy. This, he's been good looking his entire life, so he's never really had to put much thought into anything. He basically gets by on his charm because of it. And it's about this relationship that he starts up with this 17-year-old high school girl who works at a donut shop, who he decides is his ticket back into pornography. So the whole time he's grooming this 17-year-old. He's like a 47-year-old man who still runs around like he's a 19-year-old. He rides a bike because he doesn't have a car. It is now. I like to suggest movies for my mom, and if my mom. Well, Mom, don't watch this. This is not, you don't, my mom has problems watching movies that depict white trash behavior. And this movie is just all about white trash people. They're not necessarily, I was about to say they're not necessarily bad people, but I bet the law would, they violate multiple laws. They commit crimes all the time, unwittingly. It's just how they live. They just commit crimes. But I'm telling you, folks, it's available. I believe it's available. If you got cable systems or whatever, it's available on pay-per-view. You can probably also find it some other places. I think you can buy it on YouTube. You can buy it on Google, all that stuff. It's like $3 or whatever. This movie, Red Rocket, is absolutely tremendous. It is so good. And like I said, I just put it on because I wanted something to fall asleep to. And within the first 10 minutes, I'm like, it's entirely due to this, until this moment, completely disposable 90s MTV VJ fool who I had never thought about since, Simon Rex, who just the moment he comes on screen, it's with this character that he plays, Mikey Saber, former porn star Mikey Saber, and he tries to get jobs and he can't get any jobs. And I'll also tell you this, the girl who becomes the object of his plan to get back into pornography, this 17-year-old donut shop worker whose name is Strawberry. Holy shit. This is her first movie. This is why I said it's ineligible for Screen Actors Guild Awards, and it's ineligible for major awards at the acting awards at the Academy Awards, because everybody in this movie are just people that had never done a movie before, except for Simon Rex, and he's done nothing but stupid sexploitation films. He did a couple of movies in the 90s, like he was in a National Lampoon's Frat Boy Party movie, and I think he was in a couple of like Scary Movie or something like that, but never drama, never like a real serious film. And this isn't a serious film. It's funny. I mean, it's not The Hangover funny. It's just funny in the way it depicts the way these people live and the way their brains work and the way they come to conclusions about life decisions. I mean, never. It's if you're made uncomfortable by depictions of how white trash people live, then yeah, probably stay away from this. But it's so good. And Sean Baker, who, as I said, if you enjoyed The Florida Project, which a couple of years ago now, I think maybe 4 years, maybe 3 years, Florida Project was a movie. It was nominated for Best Picture. William Dafoe was nominated for Best Actor for it. The Florida Project is the story of kids who live in little kids who grow up in like transient hotels outside Disney World. And it's just about life seen through the eyes of these kids who, and so good. And again, that movie is funny. That movie is sad. It's emotional. So if you haven't seen The Florida Project, you can probably see that too. But that was Sean Baker's first movie that really put him on the map. This one, Red Rocket, was his second. And he cast this film, all of the primary roles, with the exception of Simon Rex's character, the lead character, and Strawberry, the girl who works at the donut shop. He cast all of the other roles just by driving around that part of Texas and seeing people. Like, hey, I want to talk to you. Come here. Hey, you want to be in a movie? Can you act? And there are some performances by people who have never acted before that are so authentic. And maybe they're just playing themselves or whatever, but it's just tremendous. And it was shot during the height of COVID restrictions back in 2020. And so there was only a crew of like 6 people that made this entire film. It's tremendous. You go to the Wikipedia page and it's like you want to learn about the actors, and none of the actors in this movie have Wikipedia pages of their own because they've never done anything. But let me tell you this. The girl who plays Strawberry, here, let me tell you her name. She plays the 17-year-old she plays the 17-year-old donut shop worker that this train wreck of an individual decides he's going to groom into the next big porn star. Her name is Susanna Sun. Okay, Susanna Sun, and it's her first movie. Well, here's her Wikipedia page. Susanna Sun is an American film actress, model, and musician known for the role of Strawberry in Red Rocket. That's it. She's been nominated for a Gotham Award, an Independent Spirit Award, and numerous other local Film Critic Association awards. She is tremendous. She is like, she's never done another movie. She is an actress. She was an unknown actress. She was a musician. She went to music school for classical music. And there is a scene you may have noticed in the trailer that they use that song. What is that song? Bye Bye Bye. Who did that show? Was that NSYNC? Bye 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 by NSYNC. Okay, so that song was not supposed to be used in the film because they didn't have the budget for it. They couldn't afford to put that song in the thing. But during the filming of this, there was a piano. And just to kill time, this actress, Susanna Sun, she sat down at this piano and she did like this Norah Jones slowed down version of that NSYNC song. And Sean Baker, the director, was like, holy crap, you're like a mega talent. And she does. She has this gorgeous voice and she plays piano really well. And so he said, well, we've got to use that song. So they couldn't afford to pay for the rights to that song. So one by one, they went to every member of NSYNC. They got to the people who represent NSYNC and actually got to every member of NSYNC, played them her version of the slowed down on piano, and every member of NSYNC would use that song. You can totally use that song. You can use our song, please, because that is an incredible thing that this girl has done. So she's really something special. This little redheaded girl named named Strawberry. Her real name is Susanna Sun. And her version of Bye Bye Bye, I'm surprised it's not a hit. I mean, it should have been a freaking hit. It is a beautiful song. And even the guys in NSYNC were like, no, use it for free, because I really got a feeling that you putting that song in the movie is going to rekindle interest in this song for us. So, and that song is everywhere. That song is everywhere in the movie because NSYNC said, go ahead, use it. We normally don't do this, but holy crap, is that girl talented? Go ahead and use it. So there you go. That's a little thing that I wanted to offer to you guys this weekend. If you're looking for a movie, I cannot recommend it high enough. I give it 4 stars. I just saw Belfast a couple of days ago and I loved Belfast. And I was like, Belfast is such a good movie. And unfortunately, Red Rocket isn't eligible for best film of the year at the Oscars. Because again, none of the people in this movie are Screen Actors Guild eligible. They're all just whatever. But man, oh man, there's things in this movie that just come out of nowhere. Like you think, okay, where is this going? Is this just kind of starting to meander? And then whap, something happens and you're like, whoa. And it ends. The final scene of the movie is just like, oh, that's an icon. This is going to be an iconic thing. If this movie picks up steam, if people start to discover it now that it's available, it's certainly going to become a cult film. I mean, it's too good to not become a cult film, but there is potential that this thing could become something else. I looked on all of these people's best lists of 2021, every important best film list of 2021, whether it's, Rolling Stone or the New York Times or the Washington Post or the LA Times, or, every single one of these critics lists has that. This has made the top 10 of every critics list. And on a couple of them, it's as high as top 3. And I honestly don't know why it's not number 1 on some of these. I think that there's a lot of people who may have been put off by some of the depictions of white trash depravity because there's a lot of that in it. But man, it's good. So there you go. There's a little something for you this weekend. If you're interested in seeing a really good movie, Red Rocket. Get ready to be blown away by Simon Rex. Dude's a real actor. The dude is a real actor. The guy who was like just some disposable mid-90s MTV VJ that didn't seem to have any discernible talent whatsoever. He's the best actor of the year. This performance is the best performance that I've seen by a lead actor in a film. Didn't get recognized. It's got to be because, you remember why he got kicked out of MTV? He got kicked out of MTV because when he was a broke, struggling model, he made, he was a good looking guy, and he was a model, and he let people take pictures of him. He took a bunch of pictures for a gay magazine. He's not gay, but gay for pay. He didn't. It was solo stuff. It's not like he was engaging in gay sex or anything. But he did like a bunch of pictorials that appeared in like some gay publications. And MTV couldn't handle that in 1996 or 97, so they got rid of him. And his career kind of went in the shitter. He didn't do anything after that. Also, though, I wanted to mention about this Susanna San, who is the girl Strawberry, off of this show. Remember, she's done nothing. She was a music student in college in Seattle. She wasn't even in Hollywood. Sean Baker ran into her at some film festival that they were both attending. And he said, you know what? I'm working on a movie. You might be perfect for it. Well, I've never acted. Well, we don't really need people who are actors. We just need people who are authentic. So off of the strength of this one role in Red Rocket, she's been cast in what is a very hotly anticipated new HBO series called The Idol, which it also stars Lily Rose Depp, who is Johnny Depp's daughter, and The Weeknd, the performer. The Weeknd's turning into an actor now. So it's The Weeknd, Lily Rose Depp, and this girl, Susanna San. She's been cast in it. It's called The Idol, and it's about pop stars in Hollywood who get hooked up with a sex cult. It's kind of like that NXNVV cult thing or whatever it is that we just learned about in the last year. So it's sort of like a dramatization of that. Well, actually, let me see if I can find this out. Because I've seen and read a whole bunch of stuff about it, but only because of The Weeknd. Only because it's a show that The Weeknd is doing. Okay, The Idol. Okay, HBO, The Idol. Here it is. The Idol is an upcoming American drama television series created by Abel Tesfaye, Sam Levinson for HBO. Set against the backdrop of the music industry, the series will be focusing on a self-help guru and leader of a modern-day cult who enters a complicated relationship with a rising pop idol. It will star Tesfaye and Lily Rose Depp in the leading roles, alongside an ensemble cast consisting of Susanna San, Steve Zissis, Melanie LeBird, The Weeknd, Elizabeth Berkley, Anne Heche, Tyson Ritter. All right, well, there you go. So there it is. I don't know when it's going to start, but now I definitely got to see it, because this girl, this young, talented, unknown Susanna San was like, wow, she's memorable. And Simon Rex, wow, she's memorable. Everybody else fantastic too. It's just a mind blower when it turns out that they're not actors. All right, let's jump into some of the things that we talked about here. Oh, but you know what? I'll do the most recent stuff. Adam Reyna says he looked it up. It was mostly shot in League City in Nederland, Texas, which is why I'm unfamiliar with a lot of the landmarks. Yeah, it's supposed to be set in Texas City. Like, that's where they say it is, but it's shot all around down there. Oh, where did I see the Red Rocket movie? I don't know. A friend let me see it. A friend, let's just say pay-per-view. Let's just say I got it off pay-per-view. We'll say that. It's not like I saw it illegally. It's just I have a friend and we have mutual friends, and maybe some of our mutual friends don't know that I am granted access to, certain things that he has access. That's all I'm going to say. We don't need to say anything more. All right, let's go into the chat room and let's see what we've been talking about here. All right, everybody's saying hi. We're checking in. Albert Gamboa pointing out that Mike Tyson is going to fight again. Yes, he is. Today is the day that he got knocked out by Buster Douglas. Cannonball Run. That's right. It's Burt Reynolds' birthday. We love Burt Reynolds. Dustin says, I went to Sarah Palin's high school, Wasilla High, home of the Warriors. I couldn't see Russia from my house. Yeah, you know what, Dustin? I remember that about you. You've told me that before, like years ago. Stevie Ray Martinez, rest in peace, doggy. What is that about? Rest in peace, doggy. Who died? I don't know. Byron Granger says, I was talking about how it's being Inventor Day or National Inventor Day. And Byron, I said that I invented a whole bunch of things in my life, but it turns out they were already invented. I just didn't know it. He says, I invented Just Crack an Egg before it came out. Just never did anything about it. I don't know what that is. Ross Rubio says, I invented a self-pasting travel toothbrush when I was a kid, and I saw a sorry version of my original plan at Walmart years later. You've been robbed, Ross. You've been robbed. Stephen Ray is going to argue with me. He says that he likes York peppermint patties. Yeah, York peppermint. He says he likes York peppermint patties, and he also says Junior Mints are great. You're half right. I love Junior Mints. Junior Mints are great. York peppermint patty, too much. Maybe I need to take smaller bites. Maybe it's just me being the glutton that I am, that I just put too much of it in my mouth. But I think peppermint patties are gross. But I do love Junior Mints. Stevie Ray is talking about Rip Doggy is because I was fighting with our dog here. And you see she's been perfect. She's at the start of the show, the dog was barking on the back porch. I had to bring her in. She's laying in her little bed in the corner of the room. She hasn't moved. She's just totally chill. She's waiting for me to be done. She said, so man, I mean, this dog drives me nuts, but it could be worse. She could be like when I bring her in here to do the show, she could be pacing around. She could be barking in the house. She could be doing stupid shit, but she doesn't. She's just laying right there. And she's just been looking at me quietly for the last 2 hours. She has no idea what this is. She doesn't know what streaming is. She's a dog. She has no idea. All she does is she's just looking at me and I'm making noise. I say this about her. I look at her out in the backyard and she's just barking at nothing. There's nothing. It's why I think she's crazy, because she's just like, oh, 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 oh. Oh God, here she comes. Okay. No, settle down, baby. That was not, I was just imitating you. But maybe she's doing the same thing. Maybe she's like, well, you just bark at nothing. I sit there and I watch you between noon and 2 every day, and you just bark at nothing. You're just making noise. You're not talking to anybody. You're not, because she doesn't know. Boy, I'm really starting to maybe understand what's going on in this relationship between me and the dog. The dog just thinks making noise for no reason is perfectly acceptable, because to her, that's what I'm doing here. I'm just making noise for no reason. Again, she doesn't know that I'm streaming. She doesn't know that I'm actually talking to people. Wow. All right. I think we've made progress in my relationship with the dog. I'm starting to understand that maybe she's not crazy. She's just confused. Just as confused as I am when I look at her in the backyard and she's... See, I can't do it loud because she'll come. I'm like, what the hell is she barking at? Maybe she's thinking she's doing a stream. She's doing the same thing. Bill Martin says Kanye is not a genius. Well, I think you're wrong. Let's see. About the Kanye thing, Kanye says that he's not going to be performing at Coachella until Billie Eilish apologizes. Ross says, I really hope Billie doesn't apologize. I don't think she is the type that would anyway. Kanye West had no bearing on her future in the music business anyway. He's a delusional idiot. Enough of him, please. He also says, not a genius. Stop it. Bill Martin, Kanye is not a genius. Yeah, he is. All right, we'll just agree to disagree. I definitely think, Steven says, I definitely think he's a genius. He's an asshole and an effing crazy person, but still a genius. Yeah, I mean, Picasso was a genius at the creation, at what he did. He was also one of the most reprehensible human beings that ever walked the earth. He was an asshole and a crazy person. But, when he got in front of a canvas, he could make some crazy ass shit that blew people's minds. And that's exactly what Kanye has done. Leslie says that he's a giant misogynistic douche. Yeah, he probably is. And then I couldn't remember Snowden's first name. A bunch of you are helping me out there. Edward. Ross Rubio wants to know, where are all the Mexican figure skaters? Probably doing something way cooler. That's because there was a story asking, where are all the black figure skaters? I'm like, I don't know. Where are all the white sprinters? I don't know. Why are we just needlessly trying to stir up racial debates over things that really are not as important as the actual racial debates that we should be having in this country? We shouldn't be arguing about that stupid shit. That's all just race baiting. Let's see. Adam jumps in. The absence of the thought doesn't mean you're any better. You can't talk about being colorblind, as Larry Wilmore, Mr. Brown on The Office said. You're replacing ignorance with ignorance. And as the great comedian Harry said, if you can't see race, you can't see racism, and you're no good. Okay, I guess I suck. They only let 6 in per year. Adam now talking about the Hall of Fame. He does not think Zach Thomas is a surefire Hall of Fame guy. Okay, so look at Adam and I. Apparently, Adam and I both enjoy a Spoon. He also says, speaking of Jason Bateman and the Underdog, they use that song twice in Horrible Bosses. Oh, do they? Well, good. I'm glad they got some money from a big Hollywood. Ross Rubio says it's Rick Schroeder. Don't piss him off. That's right, it is Rick. It's not Ricky. But the last time he was famous, it was Ricky. Rick Schroeder is not famous. Rick Schroeder is notorious. Ricky Schroeder is famous. Says he's worth $25 million. Ricky Schroeder. Al Gamboa says Kirk Cameron. Ricky Schroeder ain't worth $25 million. Not a chance. Well, actually, he might be. He may have invested well, but he's not worth $25 million from any, acting stuff. He's just not. But he probably made a nice dime as a young kid, and then what they do with these kid actors is the parents put it in like a trust, and then when he becomes an adult, he very well could have invested that money. He had a much bigger nest egg than any of us had when he turned 18 years old. So yeah, he could. I don't mean to completely say that there's no way he's worth $25 million. He could be. He very well could be. And then we get into some Rams talk. Yeah, I know, Ross. Ross says, don't forget Ricky Schroeder was in NYPD Blue. He had what could best be described as a cup of coffee on NYPD Blue. Yes. And let's be honest, Ricky Schroeder was sort of edged out of all kinds of 90s work by Zach from Saved by the Bell. Zach became the new Ricky Schroeder. We liked him better. Adam says he didn't like Red Rocket. But he does like the Florida Project. That is perfectly fine. You do not have to like everything I like. And in fact, Adam, you rarely like anything I like. Well, we like Spoon, so we can base our friendship off that. And I'm fine with it. We can build from there. All right. That's pretty much it. Oh, look at that. We've got another. Don't forget Rick Schroeder was on NYPD Blue, but let's be clear, I don't like him. I just feel sorry for his great value Kirk Cameron ass. Okay, There you go. And we got nothing else. We're about done. I just crinkled up something. Typically, when I crinkle up something, that brings the dog out because she thinks that I'm opening food, and then it turns into a whole thing. All right, I got no plans for the weekend. You know what I do? There's a new movie. I think it's on Hulu. Let's see, is it on Hulu or is it on Netflix? Let me pull it up. Let me see. There's this new movie, this new Charlie Day movie that I want to see. Let me see if it's maybe we can all watch that. We can all watch that together. What's the new Charlie Day movie? No, I can't find it. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there that I need to watch that I just keep putting off. But it's good because I'm building up things. Like I was not expecting to get so into. Is it on Amazon Prime? Maybe it's on Prime. Let's see. I wasn't expecting to get into. I Want You Back. That's what it is. I Want You Back is the new Charlie Day and Jenny Slate movie that looks really good. It's on Amazon Prime Video, so I'll be watching that tonight. It's about two people who team up. I mean, it sounds like a stupid rom-com kind of thing, but it's Charlie Day and Jenny Slate. I could watch those two people do anything. Those two people are hysterical together. So they're two people who are not involved in a romantic relationship, but Charlie Day has lost his girlfriend and Jenny Slate has lost her boyfriend, and they team up as a couple of psychos to try and destroy the lives of the people that they were going out with. And if you like Charlie Day, and I do, Charlie Day celebrated a birthday this week. If you like Charlie Day as I do, check it out. I love Charlie Day. And Jenny Slate, man. Jenny Slate. Can we talk about Jenny Slate for a second? Jenny Slate is awesome. And if you know her origin story, Jenny Slate slipped up. She was on Saturday Night Live for like just a couple episodes. And I want to say maybe it was even her first time on screen on Saturday Night Live TV. She slipped up and swore, and Lorne Michaels punted her as quickly as possible. She thought her career was over. And now Jenny Slate, how great would it have been to watch Jenny Slate for 10 seasons on Saturday Night Live to see what she would have been able to do? Because she is so good. So there you go. That's the new movie, I Want You Back, on Amazon Prime. Jenny Slate and Charlie Day from It's Always Sunday. Both of them hysterical. Support the show any way you can. We take donations. Not really the time of the month where we push that hard, so, but still. The show does run on your kindness, sir. I'd like some more, please. You can do that with any of the things down there at the bottom of the screen. We'll be back Monday. That's the next time we'll be doing a show. It'll be Monday, the high noon show. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, we do the Pugs and Parker show at 9 p.m. Central Time. Thank you all so much for participating in all of that nonsense that we do here. Super Bowl. I got no prediction. You want to know what my Super Bowl prediction is? I think the Rams are going to win, but I'm rooting for the Cincinnati Bengals. That's how I ensure that I will either be right or happy when the Super Bowl ends. When the Super Bowl ends, I'm either going to be right in stating that the Rams will probably win, or I'll be happy that the Cincinnati... And really, folks, that's how you really got to approach life. I think you just got to find the positive in any result. You got to figure, how can I be okay with either one of these situations? Whoa! All right. Enjoy John Hinckley, won't you? We'll see you on Monday. Bye, guys. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort. Oh, and by the way, hold on. Somebody just texted me as I looked at it. And I won't say who it is, but here is the text. Of course Adam Reyna didn't like Red Rocket. Of course. You're a contrarian. It's in your blood.
quest